Hey, all gravity, any day above ground, live it. Good morning to everybody. Good morning. And before I even start off the show, we have idiots walking in the room. You wrote, wait a minute, what's wrong with being in Niger? Are you mad? I didn't realize I needed to be a country. I can't be a country. A country has square mileage. A country has living things on it. A country has people in it. I don't want people inside of me. Pause. So, I mean, if you're going to come in here and ask questions, I don't mind it, but I'm going to need y'all to learn how to spell first before you start asking questions because your question may be misconstrued. And when it's misconstrued, you're going to get the wrong answer. Then everybody involved gets less and less intelligent for it, plus the audience. So, yeah, I'm going to need y'all to do that first before you ask questions. Proofread your stuff. Please, please. I understand. The keyboard has the enter button, it's close together. I understand. Let's do that so we can show the children in the future that we are intelligent black society. Thank you so much. And I like the fact that you put that mark over the E so the real Wale will not sue you. But back to this. Research will avoid ignorance. Now, I put something up on Twitter saying that if you didn't read the thread, you may not understand what I'm going to say, but I understand a lot of y'all are not on Twitter. So we're going to look at this. But before we get into that, let us see who's in the building and let us have fun because I need this explained. I need to have a conversation with the family. So let me set this up. And then we're going to acknowledge the people in the room because you've decided to start your week off with me, and that is cool. And also, while I'm doing that, we must say, unfortunately, we must say rest in peace to the homie Magoo. Magoo passed away yesterday. Y'all know I fuck with Magoo heavy. Bird is the word. So thoughts and prayers to Timberland, Missy, Genuine, and everybody involved and who was close to Magoo. Magoo was that man. Now him and Ali are going to make beautiful music together. But let's see who's in here. Key Prince, good morning. Yo Yo 103 Queening, good morning. It's been a while since I seen you, but I'm glad you're here. Wale, we've already acknowledged you. McFack, good morning. Carlton Way, good morning. Kenyon Perry, good morning. You got a Phoenix Suns logo. All right. I can't wait for the Knicks to beat them twice this season coming up. Maxwell Jenkins, good morning. Hey Maxwell, I might need your assistance on this in like 10 minutes. So if you're available, let me know. Lehman Lucas, hello. Terrence Jackson, hello. You say you refuse to download Twitter. You don't even have to download it. You could just use the web browser. And Quasi Blackstar, good morning. Okay, let's get into this. Now, this was my fault. I'm just gonna apologize now, family. I got into it with a troll last night. This was my fault. I should have. When I saw the 2 followers, I should have said, let me stop talking. Let me stop talking to this person. But I don't like ignorance out here, especially ignorance from across the pond. I don't like that because unfortunately, when you have ignorance across the pond, it tends to skip the water like rocks and come over here. And then people just take things for gospel. This is why I always preach research. So apparently something went down on Twitter I was not aware of because I don't sit on Twitter all day, but we might belabor that later. I'm not sure. But Marcel put up a tweet saying something about the word tether. We all know what that word is. We do. Not the white boys that created Urban Dictionary. Those who are in the know what tether is. So we don't even have to talk about that. But it's going to be important for this discussion. So we move down. Let me see if I could find where it is. Maybe it's not in this. Maybe it's not in this one. Let me see. Maybe it's in this one. I'm trying to find it. Let's keep going. Keep going. It might not be in this thread. Okay, so we'll do it like this. It's not in this thread. Yeah, I had to go to sleep last night. I don't know what the hell that was. Shit. Let me see. Fine. Fuck it. We'll just do it through the notifications. We'll just do it through the notifications. Now, as you can see, these notifications, crazy, right? There's a lot. Let's start here. So this person wrote, how are you comparing another black man saying the N-word to African American saying the word tether, which is an offensive, xenophobic remark to African/Caribbean/Afro Latinos, etc.? Such an idiotic false equivalent. Let me blow it up a little bit more so y'all can see that I'm not joking. That's what this person wrote. Torian, hello. I might need your assistance as well if you're not busy, you and Maxwell, because I need this explained. Maybe you could explain to me, not being from the soil as myself is, you two being of the soil. Maybe you can explain this better than I could. But yes, this person said this. Now again, this person's a troll. I should have peeped it when they said only two. When they said two, oh, he gained a follower. Gained a follower. Okay. So I told them, you're not serious right now. In reference to tether being worse than the N-word, because that's basically what this person is saying. They said, I'm 100% serious. I said the N-word is less offensive than tether to you. Then they said, then another black person saying it in endearment. Yes, context matters. This statement right here, family, is going to be very important when we get further down the rabbit hole. Very important. Very important, because this is also going to show how people across the pond and in the Caribbean and Africa are what you guys like to say, hypocrites. I'm going to copy this and put this in the chat just so I don't forget. ESB, good morning. We're going to pin this one because I want to make sure y'all remember this. Shout out to DSB. So then I wrote, I'm sorry, but tether is less impactful than the N-word. This sounds like African booty scratcher. And we all know what African booty scratcher is, but if you don't, younger kids who might stumble on this video later, this is a term we used to use back in our days, you know, the old folk. We used to say this to each other in school. Now, it either came with a roast or you had to fight. But everybody got called it. So if you read in the history books that it was only designated for a certain group of people, no, everybody said it. But okay. And also, one group took it to heart too much and fueled their own xenophobia against those of the soil here. So then the troll wrote, so according to you, another black person calling another black person an N-word as a sign of brotherhood is more offensive than a person calling someone a tether in the context of perceiving the person as lesser than them. Are you a bounty? Uh-huh. So me putting the N-word in its proper context, whether it's positive or negative, me saying that it's more offensive than tether, somehow I'm wrong. Okay. So I said brotherhood. I think you need to read the streets a little better. That word is being used less and less every generation. Hell, I'm reading it from my lexicon. And tether isn't about perceiving a person less than someone else. And then I also told them, hold on, I didn't tell them that yet. So then they wrote the N-word's being less utilized each generation. You know very well that is a myth, especially when it's ubiquitous that other non-black groups such as Hispanics are reiterating the word. However, I agree with the motion that black people should stop saying it. Now, I'm talking specifically about black people. They start bringing up Hispanics and non-black groups. So we already know what time they're on. Blacklight, good morning. Yeah, I might need you as well. I might need you as well because you're of this soil. I might need you as well. If you're going to, okay, Wale, like I explained at the beginning, if you're going to use that word, you might as well just spell it correctly. I'm not going to block you. I don't know how YouTube is going to act. You might as well just say it. Don't try to don't try to be cute with it. Just say it. It's okay. I'm giving you permission. Thank you so much. Blacklight said, Tether doesn't have anything to do with personal worth. Tether means to attach yourself to our accomplishments, movements, and culture for your personal benefit and our detriment. Tether is a verb. It's an action that you do. See, hey, Blacklight, will you close the dictionary? You stop it. You stop it right now. Can I be intellectual this early in the broadcast? Not yet. You stop it. So then I asked him, are you out here in the streets daily? Black society has started moving away from that word. Even the younger people are embracing the move. Here we go. You're Jamaican. You likely live amongst other Jamaicans. Jamaicans don't refer to each other as the N-word, but as brethren, fam, general, blood, and whatnot. I'm sorry, I never heard no Jamaican call each other blood, but maybe this is an old school thing. I've never heard it, but okay. Denying the motion that African Americans don't use the N-word is hilarious. You have B1 in your bio. Jason Black says it. Does this not sound like somebody trying to move the goalpost to make their argument work? Okay. So I said, I've lived amongst Caribbeans and Black Americans my whole life. I heard more Caribbeans use the N-word than Black Americans, so much so that they checked us even when we said it. I messed this up. It was late. Jason Black says the N-word when and in what context? Because I've heard many a broadcast where he didn't use it. And anybody in the chat can back me up that listens to him. So then he went and searched for a video. Let's see what he said. As a person who claims to be Jamaican, you are downright lying. No person who migrates from Jamaica to the U.S. is saying the N-word. As a person who claims to be Jamaican, you are downright lying. No person who migrates from Jamaica to the U.S. is saying the N-word. Research is important. Experience is important. Blacklight, you asked, what does N-word use have to do with tether action verb use? We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Key Prince, you said Jason Black rarely uses the N-word. He does. He uses it when he's dissing people. He just doesn't out and out say it. See, let people like him or her or it tell it. Jason is all over his broadcast just saying the N-word. No rhyme, no reason. He's just doing it for either shock value or to see if they're going to put his video behind an age-restricted wall. Because I can give you an example of when he didn't use it, when he talked about Carolyn Bryant and he was trying to get Emmett Till's people to contact him. I listened to that broadcast 3 times. He didn't even say the N-word, not one time. But okay. Then It said the N word isn't even in our lexicon patois vocabulary. 4251, Jason says N word. The N word isn't even in our lexicon patois vocabulary. Excuse me. It's funny that you said that. It's funny that you said that. It's funny that you said that.
Get that water. He about to get this work. He about to get this work.
Now, this is a broad article about the N word in Caribbean society. This is just a broad article from 2018. But you're right. You're right. Jamaicans don't use the N word. We're going to go back to this article in a second. I want to show you this, though. Let me make sure this is the right one. Yes. 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 This is a Jamaican woman that I'm about to show you who did an article about slavery references. Would you like to see what she said? Would you like to see what she said? Of course, you'd like to see what she said. Tabernacle. AlexisChateau.com. Back in January of 2019, 4 slavery references that have lost their racial trigger in Jamaica. Okay. You said that Jamaicans don't use the N-word, right? Sir, ma'am, can you explain what this word is? What is this? What is this? What is that word? Wait, we're going to highlight it for you. What is this? Because again, I tell y'all, research is key. Research will save your life out here. Oh, okay. Troll, I got something for you. I'm going to help you. You said Jason Black says the N-word. Cool, you're right.
You got to watch these old niggas. You got to watch these old niggas.
Yo, 103 Queen, and you better be careful. They might say you Jamaican. You better be careful. Be careful. No, but Jamaicans do say the N-word. They say it like, no, not the nigga. That's they like to think the I is a Y. Not no nigga. But anyway, back to the troll. What is that word? We blow it up for the family. Yes, we will, because we're nice here. We blow this up for the family. This is the second word that she referenced. N-word-itis. Don't know why she has a picture of a cat, but okay. Watch this. Hypocrisy. The N-word isn't a thing in Jamaica. We know of it. We know of it, sure, but it's not considered a part of our culture. That said, it is quite possible that the racial slur N-word was once used in Jamaica, but even use of the word N with the A is considered highly Americanized and often only done in jest. But your man over there, by the way, he's in the UK. Your man over there said that Black folks say it as a term of endearment. So which one is it? Jamaica, I love y'all to death. I'm going to need y'all to get on one accord and stop telling lies out here. If you're going to tell a lie, make sure your lie is succinct. I'm just saying that for the folk. But let's continue reading. As with Massa, Jamaicans tend to refer to each other, even those they don't know well, in ego-boosting ways. This is especially common between men who use phrases like big man, boss man, dada, manayad. However, there is one remnant of the N-word in our culture, and that is in the word N-word-itis. But I thought y'all didn't say it. Oh, I'm sure this troll will tell me later that I gaslit him, she, or it. And that's not the word we were talking about. This is a different word. Cool. Okay. In almost all English-speaking countries, the word itis is used or was once used to describe the feeling of lethargy after eating too much. Without a doubt, using the N-word as a prefix was an allusion to the alleged laziness of Africans who did the backbreaking work of chopping sugarcane in the Caribbean heat. Sounds obvious enough, right? But not to most Jamaicans, not to me. One day I was with one of my white friends. Here we go. This should be interesting. One day I was out with one of my white friends. We had eaten a heavy meal and had barely made it to the car when the first series of yawns started. We ate way too much, my friend observed, patting his tummy. I'm so sleepy right now. Tell me about it, I agreed. I have N-worditis. The word had barely made it out of my mouth when he turned to look at me with wide eyes. What did you just say? I repeated the word innocently, but as I said it, I now realize for the first time in my life that a racial slur made up the first two syllables of N-worditis. But I thought Jamaicans don't say it. Yo 103, please don't tell people your age. I thought women don't do that. But shout out to you. Shout out to you. Ooh, John Guillory's in the building. Hello, John Guillory. Good morning. American N-word say N-word all the time. We are known worldwide for its usage. Jamaicans have been taught it's a bad word. Right. And we're going to show you how much they have showed the whole world that they think it's a bad word. We're going to show you this. As well, you should not be ashamed. John Guillory, I saw you last night on Faces JB show, right? He was clowning the black women really bad. He can be very ugly towards black women in addition to constant N-word usage. I did not hear the show last night. Was it good? Y'all let me know. Blacklight said, A doesn't mean the N-word is friendly. It means you're from New York or Boston. Jamaicans really know our regional accents like that to say if an A is the end, at the end is pure or not. Well, we're going to find out. We're going to find out. But there you go. There you go. But back to the troll. We click this one. They said even in the UK, which has a large population of Jamaicans, no one here says the N-word because he knows the entire city and area of London. London. Put a pin in that as well, family. This person left Jamaica to go to London. So he hasn't been around. I'm going to leave that alone for a few minutes. I'm going to leave that alone. Even the younger demographic who is heavily influenced by African-American music does not even say the N-word. Rarely it is said and perceived as cringe. Why they tell lies? Why they tell lies? Why they tell lies? Shamika Gray, good morning. Why they tell lies so much? Is this like a thing in Britain to tell lies? I mean, you lie on your actress resume, and then you lie on what goes on in the streets. Is that a thing? I guess it's a thing. Okay. Must be all the rain. Well, now they're going through a heat wave, but okay. So I said you were saying something about UK black people don't say the N-word. I got 10 men on my line to fuck me, and your daddy's the biggest spender. I'm taking advantage of men because these dumb little niggas ain't got composure. Ooh, I thought y'all didn't say it. We 8 seconds in the song and she already said it. I didn't realize y'all don't say it over there. 8 seconds into the song, she said it. Okay. You're right. I'm wrong. You're right. Here we go. Girl clearly wearing an American flag bikini showing that she's American influence. Keep on proving my point. And there it is. Here comes the goalpost moving. Bruh, Black Light, they don't want to talk about that, bruh. They said that NY drill music was stolen from the UK grunge movement. Whatever, I don't care. Look here, we talking about this here. Sir, ma'am, y'all say the word over there. Now, you may be right. It's maybe cringe over there, but that don't mean nothing. They'll still say it. Just like over here, we think it's cringe when people say it, but people still say it. But we're saying it a lot less than you guys are saying it over there. We know why. The rest of Black society that does not live here, they're 20 years behind. But all right. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. You right. So I said, what point? She didn't have to use the word. I thought the Brits were linguistic people. Which tower block did you live in growing up? The lead paint in the cladding is messing up your ability to hear and comprehend pictures and video. No one in the UK is listening to her. I want to be American. You sure about that? Because she went viral. She went viral. But all right, you right. That's going to be the UK version of Sexy Red very soon. I promise you. Black Brits do not even like when Black artists are trying to mimic African American rappers. You a damn lie. You see how they lie? You a damn lie. Never mind. Because we all know the UK is so truthful in everything they've ever done. You're right. Unlike in the US where you're from, where you're ashamed to be Jamaican, we're proud. So now we go ad hominem. Cool. Cool. Let's continue. So I said, sir, she went viral. UK doesn't need to listen to her, just like Big Shaq went viral because America found it. Sir, I rep the flag harder. Again, it was late. Harder than any of you over there who hide it as soon as you get off the flight. But thank you for my content, for the content for my YouTube channel. I'm definitely showing all off this tomorrow and show how insane the Tyler class really is from a Jamaican perspective. Now let's show them how research actually works. Because what I showed before, that was light work. We go a little further than most people do. So I said, oh, so would you like me to pull up Elephant Man songs where he said it? Or how about Jamaican YouTubers who live in America? Do you really want me to pull receipts? This link was when I did that show about J Hall that we all heard, with him talking about what was going on in Chicago, them targeting that Target store. And he said, y'all just some dumbass ends. And I remember the reaction in that live stream. Y'all lost y'all mind that he said that, especially when y'all found out he was Jamaican. But I listened to a lot of Elephant Man back in the early 2000s. He said the N-word a lot. So I sent him this screenshot of an Elephant Man song he did in 2019. So it says intro. What's this word here? Ta-dee-da-dee-da. Show me which one of them corny N-words. I thought Jamaicans didn't say it. Nah, Blacklight, if you listen really carefully, you can hear their accents come out. Especially even through the beat, you can hear it. Yes, sir. We understand the word Nigers. Yes. But they added a G to it when they came over here to talk about people. But we'll show you this later if you would like. That's the Elephant Man lyrics, family. You said in your post, Jamaicans utilize the N word more than African Americans, which is a lie. Finding one or two Jamaican songs, one or two, he says, or some Jamaican descendant man from New York saying it doesn't negate the fact that AA say it the most. Stop bootlicking. Even African Americans will say they do. Great. There's the question. Let's ask y'all, who says it more? Maybe he'll pull the per capita on me. Who says it more? Because I know where I grew up. I'm going to let y'all legislate that. Here we go. Even y'all going to love this comment. Even in the Elephant song you alluded to, he's sampling Snoop Dogg, an African American rapper, like you're not even trying. So now you're telling me that Jamaicans are sampling lyrics. Wait, ain't 50? Wait, 50 people from South Carolina, ain't it? Whatever, we're not getting into that. Okay, so we're going to read this again. Even in the Elephant song you alluded to, he's sampling Snoop Dogg, an African American rapper, like you're not even trying. I didn't realize that Jamaicans needed to sample lyrics. Is this like a thing now? Because I haven't listened to dancehall in a while. Is this a thing now? Sampling lyrics? I think that's called plagiarism. Oh, and by the way, Snoop Dogg and Elephant Man are good friends. So it would make sense that he would take something from Snoop Dogg. Just like he took for Shizzle from Snoop Dogg. But okay. So I said, Elephant Man sampling lyrics now. He said, yes, listen to the rhythm of the song and the lyrics. Are you even Jamaican? Do you speak Patois? Then he repeated to write that. He said, I'm taking pure L's. Okay. So I said, dummy, what's the rest of the lyrics? Or do you want to get on some glasses before you make a fool out of yourself? So I decided to go on there, give him another screenshot and show him how many times he said the N word. But I'm sure this is Snoop Dogg saying this, right? They pulled AI in 2019 before AI was AI in 2023 and made Elephant Man sound like Snoop Dogg on a song that features Elephant Man. Because Jamaicans are just so far ahead of the AI game that we didn't even know. Yes, sir. You just mad that I'm styling on you. Whoosh. But there you go. He's sampling American music influenced by Snoop and Dr. Dre, the same Dr. Dre who popularized the use of the N-word with his group NWA. Yes, of course, he's going to use the N-word in that particular context. Jamaicans do not regularly send the N-word. Uh-huh. But you said Jamaicans that come to the U.S. don't say it yet. I've been around Jamaicans in the U.S. while you're in the U.K. and they say it. I've said it. But okay. They don't even pick up that their whole hypocrisy just shows up. They didn't even pick it up. But all right. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Then they said, furthermore, you continuously deflecting over the fact that the word tether is a derogatory word. Is the word even used in a positive context or a negative, derogatory, and dehumanizing context? So how come when positive they only give you one affirmation, but then when you go talking about negative, they get two or three? I said I never said it was derogatory. I meant to say it wasn't derogatory. I said it isn't as distant as the N word. Keep up one time. It's Monday, the start of the week. But he said one or two Jamaican songs, right? Okay, cool. I mean, you could be right. You could be right. I mean, I just found this one. This is Vibes Cartel. I mean, this is the king of dancehall. This is the king of dancehall. His chorus has the N word in it. The king of dancehall. I'm just saying. I'm just saying for the family. I'm just saying. 4 times he said it. There you go. I'll blow this up so y'all can see that I'm not lying. He said it. That's the chorus. But y'all right. I don't know what I'm talking about, right? The legend Beanie Man. The legendary Beanie Man. He said it. He used the ERS. You're right. You're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. The chorus, the part where everybody joins in. Yeah. Right. You're right. You don't say it. Okay. Mm-hmm. The energy god, Elephant Man. The energy god. Shizzle my nizzle. The intro. He started the second line he started. You're right, though. But you know what? According to this person, this is only dancehall artists. This is how they'll goalposts. This is how they'll move the goalposts. It's only dancehall people that say that. Nobody that's from that older generation who put in that work. Would think about using that word.
It's Rizzo, baby.
I need this explained to me because I seem to remember Nas wanted to name his album the N-word. They said no. People gave him shit for this. You literally wrote a song that people would have to say the title. And bang it out. And you put this on your record. I want y'all to see these. I want y'all to see the chorus though. The chorus is very telling on this because I'm sure they're gonna be like, "Hey," so he said he's trying to say you don't call me that. Uh-huh. That's fair. We can have that assessment. Hey, guys, would you like to see who he referred to? Because he referred to some people in this song as the N-word. You'll like this. Here's the chorus. Who you calling N-word? Who you calling N-word? You think this is Pac or Smalls or Jigga? Now we know we know Biggie Smalls is Jamaican. We know this. But Pac is from this soil. Jay-Z, for all intents and purposes, is from this soil, even though they're trying to dispute it now. I don't even know why. But yeah. So you named 3 men right here that, according to you, Capleton, are N-words. I'm sure this is not the way he wrote it, a term of endearment, like old buddy said. But let's continue. Said it again. Who are you calling N-word? Who are you calling N-word? You think this is Busta or Rhymes or Usher? So now you think, well, we know Busta Rhymes is Jamaican, but now you think Usher is an N-word. So now Usher, someone who is from this soil, is an N-word. YGLTB1, good morning. You said when we chose not to gatekeep the culture, then sometimes the results are not going to be desired outcome. That is true. Which is why I did that video on Saturday about gatekeeping the culture. Torian said they don't think people will do their research. No, they think just because it's social media, you're supposed to just take people's word as gospel. I've been wrong on social media. I've deleted posts and I've also said I was sorry. I've done this. It's okay. You lose, you learn more. When you lose, you learn more. But yeah, Capleton, a legend from the old school who transitioned over. Yes, he said the N word and referred to people. There's no way. He said it 38 times. There's no way. Don't. Oh my God. Fam, they said he said the word in here 38 times. It's 38 times on this page. Fam, are you seeing this in real time? I just got to halfway. So he just left. He said it. Well, okay. So it's all in the what do you call it? The chorus. But Jesus. Okay, so we'll, without counting the title in this, we'll say 35 times, at least 30 times. He said the word in one song 30 times. $38 times. But y'all are right. But that person also said that they don't say it in the UK. They don't say it in the UK, huh? Okay. He said black people in the UK don't say it. Okay. So only the white and the Indians and the Muslims and the goddamn Asians that are over there, they're the only ones that say it, right? Not the black folks. The black folks are just walking around with their face twisted up every time they hear it, right? 'Cause we didn't hear the UK podcast when they were over there saying the N word. We didn't see this. We didn't see the songs. We didn't see Mitzi run around saying the N word when he be running up in people's houses. We didn't see none of this. All right. All right. Historically in the UK, you'll find references to it being used as an affectionate name, but it still had negative connotations. Now it's affectionate, according to the UK. You see how they brainwash people over there. All right. So Charles Darwin and his wife Emma used it in writing letters to each other. She used it as a term of endearment, and he used it playfully to suggest that the status of a husband was that of a slave. Uh-huh. Look at the Royal Air Force 617 Squadron's dog named Nigger. Huh. Well, there you go. They're even naming the dogs after them. Look at this. Labor MP Diane Abbott revealed how she is repeatedly called the word by racists who target her with abuse through email and social media. But I thought the UK don't say it. But again, he said the UK blacks don't say it. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Makes me think back to one of my favorite comedy films, Rush Hour, and Chris Tucker's character, who is black, uses it to greet his black friend, saying, "What's up, my N-word?" And a few minutes later, Jackie Chan's character copies him and says it to a black person and starts a huge fight. UK grime music. Who does UK grime music? I said grunge. I'm sorry earlier. Grime music. Who does this? Let's find out. What is secure search? What the hell is that? Oh Lord, this looks like something I'm gonna have to fix later. Okay. Understanding British grime music. Innovative style of hip hop that originated in the UK in the early 2000s, but new grime music shows up on the airways and playlists today. Grime music. Eclectic style of British rap music. Wiley. I don't know what the hell that is. I'll show you this. Would you like to look up these artists one time? Let's look up these artists one time. Wiley, UK grime. Let's see what this person looks like. I'm just well, damn. Maybe he don't say it. Maybe he don't. We know Stormzy said it. We know Stormzy said it. But y'all right. Y'all right. UK don't say it. UK Jamaicans don't say it. This is what this person said. UK black people don't say it. This would be impressive if they did diss tracks in UK hip hop and grime music and didn't use the N word. That would be impressive. That would be impressive. Let's see what this is. Hmm. They're out there dissing each other all regally. Everybody knows Alvin is a punk. It was like Chris Brown featuring Chipmunk. They're so witty. If my name was Paris, I would spend half my life embarrassed. I would have wished my parents never met, let alone slept together, and ended up married. What? They said that was the best lyric out of the whole song. All right. Tweeting my label, that's desperate. Is it because they dropped you and then signed me? You went from number one to a diss track. You're a disgrace to all of us lighties. Mm. 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 They are so witty. They even got the white guy in it. Boy. Mm, mm, mm. Look at that UK grind scene. I need to hear opinions. I need to hear opinions. Anybody could come up, but Maxwell, Black Light Torian, if you guys can, I need to hear from y'all. That was some fire lyrics we just saw, right? That was just some fire lyrics. Boy, that can't compete. That can't compete with what we got going on over here. That can't. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute, sir. Before we have people start coming up, um, we just got confirmation. I'm sorry about that. We just got confirmation that they say the word in grime music. Now, Stormzy talked to Oxford. Yes, he did. He said the most concise, when they talked about the N-word, his most concise answer came when someone asked about how he feels about the use of N-word in grime. He said, quote, "It's horrible, it's disgusting, but I'm the worst. I thought y'all didn't say it. I thought it was cringe when black folks said it over in the UK. Y'all made Stormzy one of the biggest grime artists in history. But I'm sure you're going to tell me it's because of his beats and who he is, right? It's very lazy of us too. It's been used as a word when people can't think of a lyric. It's far too horrible word just to be used when you can't think of a word. It's not that hard to stop. I pledge to stop." Sir, I did a whole album. I barely said the word on there. Y'all wanted to say it because you wanted to say it. Let's just admit it. What is going on? Why is there a fight in there? And can I instigate? Because that's what New Yorkers do. Good morning, Blacklight.
What's going on, KG? How's it going, sir?
You sound like you swimming with Aaron in Montgomery.
Oh yeah. I didn't hook up on the computer. I hooked up on the phone. Is it real bad though? Let me see. Hold on real quick.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's just you kind of hear a little thing in the back, but we get through it.
Okay.
But yeah. You're from the soil. What is your opinion on this?
I'm trying to figure out what. So, give me like just the basic context of the debate. Like, is he trying to compare the N-word to the word tether?
He said tether was worse than the N-word because the N-word has been said as a term of endearment.
Right. Tether's not supposed to be a term of endearment.
Right. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. So tether. I guess tether should hit harder than the N-word. So I guess like if he's saying that when he hears somebody say the word tether, if it hits him in a certain kind of way, if he's tethering, then I guess that would mean that the mission has been accomplished then. But the thing is that everybody that comes from somewhere else, an immigrant or somebody that's not an FBA, it doesn't necessarily make them a tether. Like I had said in the comment section, being a tether is an action.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like let's take the FBA and diaspora wars out of it, right? So you into cryptocurrency, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know about US dollar tether.
Yes.
The coin. The reason why it's called US dollar tether is because it's a coin that's a stable coin that's tethered to the value of a dollar.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's an action verb. So if you're not tethering, if somebody calls somebody a tether, then you shouldn't be upset. See, the N-word is a derogatory term towards all black people. A tether is like a black American culture vulture to try to get societal benefits, you know, from things that we've accomplished here in the United States for your own personal benefit to our detriment. So if you're not doing that, I don't understand why somebody would be offended by it. All black people should be offended by N-word use, if you ask me.
Well, it should be, but according to the UK, it's not supposed to be.
I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing over there in the UK. I don't know why they wouldn't be offended. The people from the UK are the descendants of the American, the American people are the descendants of the UK people, the people that popularized that term as a derogatory term towards black people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. YG said, "What's up, my tether?" No, you gotta say it right. What's up, my tether? What's up, my tether?
What's up, my tether?
What's up, my tether? Maxwell James, hello. What's up, my tether?
Maxwell, what's good, bro?
What's good? Good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
In the chat, I already added my A to the tether, so it's tether.
What's up,
tether on mine.
What's up, tether blood?
That's hilarious.
Goes down. Strumpets in that field unite.
It's tether, blood. It's tether.
Like, if you ever see the context of the word tether, right? Like, if you see somebody on Twitter and they say, "Oh, I'm tired of these tethers," right? Usually in that case, it's a person that's a non-FBA that has benefited from FBA accomplishments here in the United States that's talking or doing egregious actions against FBA people. You don't really see people making those kind of comments in a broad spectrum. Correct. So I don't it's very specific. It's very targeted.
African booty scratcher vibes.
Mr. Right.
Ugly Man Shabba.
That's hilarious.
This is hilarious because I really spent an hour arguing with a troll. I have to apologize. I had to beat my ass this morning.
Wah, wah.
You had to beat your own ass, huh?
I had to beat my own ass. And I see what my
Damn.
dad was going through with me for damn.
That's
13
funny.
years. No, because this is retarded. You're a Jamaican. You know exactly they say that word on the island. You've heard the lyrics. But again, this is why I said not only are they 20 years behind, but they're also think that we're stupid over here.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kid Gravity.
Yes, sir.
Are they wearing baggy jeans now? You know,
Yes.
because we passed the baggy jeans stage.
Yeah,
So
they're wearing
are
baggy
they at
jeans.
least up to the baggy jeans stage?
They're up to the starter jacket stage.
Oh, Lord.
The
Shout out to
starter
Adonis
jackets.
over there. That Torian in
Not starter jackets.
starter jacket. I saw somebody over there with the Charlotte Hornets starter jacket.
What? They selling the starter jackets at Walmart now.
I don't know what store
Wow.
they got. Maybe they got Tesco's over there. Maybe they got a section over there where they in between the
Wait,
meat
I
and the
hope
cereal, they got starter jackets.
I hope they don't go through what we went through. Because on the West Coast, starter jackets were like Jordans. You could get jacked for your starter jacket.
Oh yeah, that's facts. They was
Well,
doing
you know
that.
they knife people over there, so probably
Man.
they don't care. But yeah,
Hey, gentlemen, I tapped in, but as you see, I'm at the Ponderosa. I'm at the plantation. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta watch my men work.
yes, sir.
Do your thing, bro.
But I'm gonna drop back in the chat though.
Okay,
All right.
appreciate it.
Yeah, hold on. I want y'all to chill. My crew is white, so it's fun. It's
Uh-oh.
They got him.
They got him.
Wait, let me
Man. He
they put him in the Matrix. What were you saying? Oh God, yeah. They said no, sir.
He in there with Andrew Tate.
Fact. But yeah, but yes, but I thought y'all didn't say it.
That it's crazy to me the kind of time wasting arguments that people do on Twitter. Like, I mean, you know, like I don't know.
And I got wrapped up into one.
Well, I mean, I get why you were doing it, but I mean, I just like comparing the word tether to the N word. Very different. Like to me, like I would have been like, okay, first of all, do you understand the definition of tether and how it's used, right? Because again, like tethered is not indicative of somebody just because they're not FBA. From my understanding of the word. My understanding of the word is that it's somebody who's non-FBA who tethers like the definition of the word themselves to FBA accomplishments, FBA movements, things that were done by FBA to benefit themselves, and then turn around and, you know, speak egregiously or do egregious actions towards FBA people. If you're not somebody who's doing that kind of thing, I don't understand why you would get upset. That's like if somebody went around and said, you know, like, man, I can't stand criminals. I can't stand criminals. All right. Like, I get it. I'm not a criminal. Like, I'm listening to see what kind of context you're using it in. But if you haven't specifically said something that applies to me, then I'm not really going to pay it too much mind. You know what I'm saying? I think what it is that that person probably does engage in some tethering behaviors, and they don't want the word being used at all because it's a very descriptive and accurate term to use for the phenomenon that we see of a lot of people coming into the United States. And they, you know, a lot of times if people can't rebuttal something or if they can't debunk it, the next step is to have it not talked about. So it's why use this word? We're going to compare it to something that has no relation to it to try to shame people out of talking about it. It's like, no, we're going to talk about it.
Like, look at this comment here. I want y'all to see this, and I'm glad you're up here because I want you to see this. So I said, this is when I said Europe too. You can literally research Elephant Man, Beanie, Sean Paul, etc. with the word in their lyrics. That's all I said.
Right.
This fool wrote, so you're telling me Jamaican dancehall reggae artists utilize the N-word in the same quantity, even more than African Americans. You're definitely a shill, like a reverse Kamala Harris, but pandering to FBA ADOS who perceive you as a tether.
Yeah, for one, I don't see that, and for two, I don't see you pandering. I don't see it
until I got back on Twitter.
Right, I was about to say, like, I don't see you pandering towards FBA.
I don't need to. I've been doing. I fuck with y'all heavy, but I've been doing my own content for a whole year before I found out about FBA and ADOS.
Yeah,
If I never went back on Twitter, I could have just done political commentary and not even brought any of this up.
right. And my thing is that you just having a debate about the use of certain terminology. That's not
Right.
necessarily
But again,
pandering.
Where did I say anything about them using it more than Black American artists? Even I would be
You-
stupid enough to make that conclusion.
You didn't. That's called a deflection.
Right.
That's like if I said, well, you don't have any money because tell me how many millions you have. And you're like, well, I never said that I was a millionaire. I said that I had $100 cash in my pocket. Like, it's that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't say anything, making a comparison about the quantity of the N words used, you know what I'm saying, between dance hall and reggae artists versus hip hop artists, that's not even a question that needs to be addressed. He's saying that's a deflect. He's just trolling at that point.
I know he dumb, but look at this. Elephant Man put out a whole song called "Pussy Nigga," but I don't know what I'm talking about, right?
Right. So what's his? So like, okay, so like, what's his point though? Like, is he saying that like FBA
worse than the N word? That was his whole point.
How many rappers have used the word tether?
Thank you.
So what does he?
Let him start. Don't let him know with the word tether. In it. Don't do that. They lose their mind. But check this out. I've been called a tether. Guess what I did? I let it roll off me and I continue moving. I let my work speak for myself.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Brutally honest with people. I used to be a coon. Fine. You don't believe me. I tagged you. Where is my mask? I was putting.
You about to get the mask?
Oh, I'm putting the mask on.
That's hilarious.
I'll show y'all something right quick. I used to be that. I had my off code cool moments. I've had him, but I'm okay. I got over it.
Man, I think that everybody has had like off code or coon moments, or even is just cooning out. Like I think like we are in a process of coming into a collective, like standardized understanding of what we need to do in the country in order to get power.
Oh wait,
And so,
brother, you're going too fast. I think you saw this thread. You're going too fast. Family,
who, me?
I show you a comment, and it's just a comment. I thought about this. Who's ready for this comment? It's coming in a little bit. So that song that I played, this one, he said, just because it had 2,500 views, Jamaicans aren't listening to that song. First off, this is on YouTube. It's on YouTube, and it came out 4 years ago. Nobody's checking for Elephant Man on YouTube, especially for his main page. But okay. So I said, that's not the point. You're not representing the UK blacks well right now. The title had it, the chorus had it, and he said it in the verse, but I thought Jamaicans don't use it. So I asked him, where's your family from?
Where's your family from? Where's your family from?
He told me where his family's from. The whole logic doesn't even make sense. He alluded to one Jamaican out of the hundreds in one or two of his songs where he says the N-word. One or two. This is Elephant Man we're talking about, but okay. He's trying to push the narrative that all Jamaicans say the N-word casually. Talk about an illogical fallacy. I never said all of them. Because I'd have to include the island. I don't know the demographics of the island like that to say that they don't say it. I said up here. But okay, again, this is what I mean. People don't listen.
There's a lot of Jamaican rappers from New York.
And we know, but again, he said Jamaicans that come from Jamaica to the US, they don't say it.
Mm.
So I said I gave you 30 years to sift through. Just because you don't want to research and get your feelings hurt, that's not my problem. And you're I'm sorry. I get it was late. I said your second to last statement is exactly the reason why foreign blacks get roasted all the time here. You just can't say you're right.
Well, here go my thing about the demographics of the island. are the demographics of the island those type of demographics with a population matrix where it would cause the necessity of there being a lot of people using the N-word in an egregious way, and it would have to be either like eradicated or remixed to diffuse some of the vitriol associated with it. There's not a lot of diversity in Jamaica, is there? Like,
Right.
what
It's like
what's
90%. It's 90% African based.
right? So who's going to be calling anybody the N-word in any kind of capacity there? There was a lot of people here in the we're a minority here in the United States. They're not a minority in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people who have issues and animosity towards us who would be using that word historically and current day. They don't have those population demographics that would foster that use of the N-word where we would have to adjust in those kind of ways.
Jamaican comedies have the word. They've used the word. Jamaican comedians have used it. The dance hall artists have used it. Singers have used it. People on their TV shows have used it. In their movies, they've used it. Go look at Shotas one time. Come on, people. I mean, look, I get it. You may think it's not the same frequency, but let's not act like they don't use it. Now, maybe the older generation don't use it, but the younger generation does.
Here goes my question. What's his suggestion about the word? What is he proposing?
There was no suggestion except to say y'all got why y'all still saying tether. Maybe
See, like I'm not trying to pick on MC Fact, but see, like MC Fact, his suggestion is for people to eradicate the word, and I can respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in an environment where I'm kind of street, and I talk with a lot of slang and stuff like that. But I can respect that though. That's why when he comes around in the chat, if I'm saying it, I kind of calm down on saying it because I want to be respectful because I respect his philosophy. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, if you're going to present an argument like that, or if you're going to compare. My thing would be, okay, let's talk about that. What's the alternative? What are you suggesting? Because you actually might have a decent idea. You know what I mean? Like, you might actually come with something that makes sense.
No, their idea is y'all just stop saying the word altogether so they can feel happy. Not for them. Okay, let me explain something to you, Tethered. You know how you stop people from calling you a tether? You don't have your actions show that you're a tether.
There you go.
Which is exactly what I'm going to show you in a minute.
How many people call Marcus Garvey a tether?
Right. But I found out he's a he, she, or it. They're a Pan-African.
Who is that? Oh, this individual here. Well, so is Marcus Garvey. Nobody called Marcus Garvey a tether.
Well, now they're doing it and they don't like it. But again, they didn't do that before. But you're right. But check this out. So I said, man, I do not care about FBA people who roast immigrants. You obviously do, because who came up with the term? You see how they lie or try to prove their own argument. But okay.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Would you say that immigrants roast FBA people first? Or would you say that FBA people roast immigrants first?
Immigrants have roasted y'all first thanks to the U.S. government.
Yeah, I agree.
The fuck? I literally proved how Jamaica was sitting there with satellite dishes getting American TV and how they were demonizing y'all in the 70s. You can literally go on YouTube and do that. I know people that work in the government. They have videos. When you're trying to get your citizenship, they show you American life. Do you think they show overwhelmingly positive black images? No, they don't.
No.
Okay, so they already come in with a perceived notion of how y'all act. Okay, when y'all talk to immigration, guess what? They play videos and audios of what? Y'all in degenerate states and tell people stay away from them.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
They make y'all perceived as less than somebody who came over here with nothing in their pocket. That's why they also tell you, and a lot of y'all don't know this, when they give y'all money, because they do give some of these immigrants money, they tell y'all, they give y'all the address. The address is always in the hood. They know the money go longer. They not finna put them with no white people. So they've already come into this country thinking that everything that black people have accomplished and not done is less than what they've accomplished. Davian Powell, I'm lying. You sure about that? You can go on YouTube and go look this up, sir. Wale, you may be right. Again, this person told me that Jamaicans don't say it.
But here goes my thing, though, right? Like, if Jamaicans don't use that word, I'm not going around telling every Jamaican that I meet, hey, you should start using the N-word. I don't do that. I don't tell every Jamaican that I meet, hey, you should start eating grits and eggs. You should start eating some collard greens. It puts some meat on your bones. Like, I don't do any of that. So I don't understand why they come to the United States and attempt to try to tell us to change certain things that we may not be even doing, things that they may have seen from propaganda programming. Just like for anybody that said, people always ask, where are the black inventions? I mean, we just had a brawl in Alabama where people didn't even know that that was his name, Nathan Francis, or whatever the guy's name who has the patent for the folding chair. Many people didn't even know that he had the patent for the folding chair. You know what I'm saying? George Washington, I think it was George Washington Carver, when he created the traffic light, which is something that's used in American infrastructure on the highway system as well as the street system. I mean, you know, Benjamin Banneker is the architect that laid the plans out for Washington, D.C. Literally one of us building the country, because architecture is definitely considered a part of building. Black slaves built a wall for Wall Street. I mean, like, that's not anything that they show anybody in those videos on, you know, on the immigration stuff.
Said it's Nathaniel Alexander.
Nathaniel Alexander, appreciate it, Torian. Yeah, I mean, there's tons of Black American contributions. You can thank Henrietta Lax's Gila cells for your extended life that you shouldn't have.
Shout out to her. She got her family got it back.
Good. They should have. Yeah.
But yeah. I'm lying, right? So Jamaica didn't get Miami, New York stations in the 70s, and they were playing propaganda pieces. Okay. Jamaica don't have satellite dishes. If you had money, you're right. They didn't get them from America. Okay. I don't get these people.
Well, they don't do any research, and they're just like Cypher in the Matrix. They want to be reinserted comfortably. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Phil Scott literally did a video on it a month ago. I literally just told you that immigration officers are in there interviewing people and they're telling them to stay away from black people. Literally.
How many black
immigrated here admitted it?
How many black immigration officers are there? Like, what's the black presence in the U.S. USCIS?
They're TSA. They ain't gonna put them in there. They think that we could just gonna let everybody in.
Right.
But check this out. Back to this. So they said, if you're a Jamaican, you know the term "dumpy no for frightened." Right. Okay. So you're gonna give me a ghost proverb. Okay. A ghost knows who to go after. Okay. Yeah. How'd that work out? But y'all won't put over the ancestors. We're going to show you why he ain't going to put over the ancestors. They can say all that xenophobic rhetoric to Black Caribbeans and Africans, but mute when Hispanics are mashing them up in California and saying the N-word. Where this person been?
Don't black people only make up like 7% of the population in LA? Something like that?
Exactly, but they had to go to LA. Why didn't you say Texas, where they began smacked around all day? You didn't. What about Florida?
What about Montgomery, Alabama?
Well, that was white people. They weren't Hispanic.
It's white Hispanics.
They are white Hispanics, but I don't think there's not too many in Montgomery, Alabama. But New York City, where I used to live, Hispanics used to get hemmed up.
Yeah, the locks.
Talk about.
He's sitting there talking about hip hop. The Locks even got a verse on it. The greens in the yard, Latin Kings about to swarm on them. You know what I'm saying? Sheik Luch said it.
Mm-hmm. They don't listen to the Locks. They listen to Brian. They're politely dissing each other. So I said, Yawn, before you worry about what are we fighting for over here, how about you get Mizzy, that Jamaican a-hole, under control before he's found in the Thames messing with the wrong one. Oh, look at that. We don't care about that Sambo. Where did you get the word Sambo from?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Uncle Tom's Cabin isn't a Jamaican book. I'm pretty sure. Let's ask the chat. Is Uncle Tom's Cabin about Jamaica? Was Uncle Tom's Cabin in Jamaica?
What do you live, Davian? What do you live? I don't know what you live. Are you One Life to Live? Because that was a great show on it. Are you living with Regis and I don't know who the co-host now because Ryan Seacrest left to go do Wheel of Fortune. What are you living? No, that's not my tweet. That's this person's tweet. I did get one of my tweets limited because I wrote Coon. I wrote Coon slide.
Man, Elon Musk is sitting there letting people use the N-word at 500% increase from when it was under prior ownership, but you can't say the word coon. You must have offended one of Elon Musk's dinner buddies.
No, somebody put up that video. They're like, when did you know that black people couldn't be saved? And I said that day when they were cha-cha sliding down in K Street. And I said they over there doing the coon slide. They limited it. But whatever. No self-respecting unlike FBA. Here we go. Unlike FBA, we're fearless in disowning our weakest links. Boy, where you been? But okay. But there's go ahead.
No, I'm just saying who are some weak links that Jamaican people have gotten out of the paint?
I don't know. Y'all didn't say nothing about Mizzy, so I don't know why they gonna lie. Y'all were just hoping that y'all wouldn't figure out his background.
What do they consider a weak link? Somebody that is like B1 or somebody that like eyeball bucks to white supremacy? Because they could have a different link.
Well, that second part was a damn lie, sir, because they sat there and cried over the Queen.
Well, yeah, right. So there you go, right there. So anybody that doesn't do
they
that,
had pride in the. They literally have an article that's saying Jamaicans are proud. That same one that Alexis Chateau said that they should be proud of their British heritage, their British links. She literally said that in there.
So would you consider a weak link somebody that praises their conqueror, their oppressor?
That's very weak.
Yeah.
But I should have, if I had saw this comment, I would have said, well, name somebody that FBA exercised out. And I bet it's going to be somebody that's not FBA.
Right. And even the people that are FBA, if they ain't acting right, they get it. They get flamed up too. Exactly. Look at Officer Tatum. He get flamed up every day.
Mm-hmm. So he said, my family's from St. Anne, Jamaica, the same parish as the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey and Bob Marley. Unlike you, I take pride in my heritage, and I don't bootleg people who want to integrate with whites or ridicule my lineage. Motherfucker, you ran to London.
Here's my question. Okay.
You fled Jamaica, but I don't have pride in my in my lineage.
Wait a minute. Hold on real quick. So he said that he doesn't take pride in people that want to quote unquote integrate with whites. Okay. So then what is praising the Queen of England then?
That's praising whites. You're praising your colonizer. Wait, hold on. Whites. Did you agree with the comment I made? What comment? I ain't seen no comment. What comment? Is it this one? And thank you for the $20. You said, as FBAs, we can't gatekeep our culture if the lock responsible for securing the gate of our culture has spare keys just laying in plain view for anyone to seize and use whenever he or she feels like it. Well, like I said in the video, everybody has to be able to gatekeep their culture, and everyone has to be able to say when and where people can partake of it.
People need to start cash apping YG for his comments, because YG is always dropping some jewels, some practical common sense jewels. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. People have given out the keys to more, aka the plate at the cookout. Y'all gotta stop doing that, and to y'all's credit, y'all stop doing that.
Here goes my question: Why? So because white people make up 70% of the population here in the United States, we quote unquote want to be integrated with whites. I'm pretty sure descendants of slaves didn't have a choice. I mean, of course, you know, there's a
when
Go
y'all
ahead.
got separated from the whites, what did y'all do? Did y'all go running back to the white people? No.
no, they had
Shit. So that,
yeah, well,
and
Wilmington,
history has
North Carolina.
documented it, right? And you literally have footage, pictures, video of y'all building your own shit. You didn't need white people.
Right.
Y'all did that for how long? 1865 to 19.
Still doing it today.
Still doing it today. So y'all had 75 years without integration. Actually, technically 100 years of no integration on a grand scale, and black folks up here did well for themselves.
Here goes my thing. Black people here in the United States are here as a result of either being a native indigenous person who wasn't classified as one of the 5 civilized tribes, or being a descendant of slaves, one of the two. So we were either here already or here against our will. One of the two is what makes up an FBA, right? Anybody that's an immigrant came here and actually filled out an application to be qualified for integration. So what are they talking about?
I don't know. This is when you don't. Now you see why they don't like when they would preach Black American history over in the UK. Now you understand why. It confuses the fuck out of them.
Right.
It's like they're trying to not. They're still trying to hang on to being a coon, and then that history hits them, and it starts having them think things that they never thought of before, or they didn't want to think. And now look, now they're confusing themselves.
Right. Like anybody that's a non-FBA that sit there and look at me and be like, you just want to integrate with white people. No, I'm here in the United States in the place where most of my family was at the entire time, and I'm either dealing with black people here or utilizing resources here. I'm not applying to integrate anywhere else. You actually filled out a job application and had to be picked to come here to integrate. So how can you be an immigrant here and finger point at any Black American who's here about quote unquote wanting to integrate? That's a bad talking point. They should come with something better than that.
Just like I love when they say I'm more American than you.
Because you passed a 200 question test?
With a 75 at minimum.
Right.
Look, Vivek, let me pivot to you real quick. Mr. Lose Yourself. If you really want to make people really take you serious, why don't you revamp the civics test and say for you to become a citizen, you have to pass at the minimum 90%. And if you fail it, you have to wait a whole year before you can come back and reapply. But in that year, meantime, you have to leave.
Right.
But you won't do that. But here we go. You can show your subscribers how you got intellectually destroyed. Thank you very much. Big Shaq was viral in the UK before the US found out who he was. Okay, let's see. We got, how many people we got in the US? Just black?
What did they say? What? I don't know how many black people in the US.
What did they say? 13% all the time?
I think it's 14 now.
Okay, 14. So times that by 370, looking at about 50 million. A little bit over, something like that. My math may be off. Probably close to 50. How many black people live in the UK?
UK is a small percentage of black people, isn't it?
Right. Okay, so we'll just factor in the population of the UK. We'll just factor that in. Right? Let's just say 66.46, so 66.5 million people all through the UK, right? So the whole country didn't see Big Shaq. We'll just admit it. Let's just say we'll be conservative. We'll say close to 40 million people saw that video, right? How did he get his deal?
That's a good question.
America looked at him. America shared the video. We made fun of it. It got the bean counters over here to say, you know what? We need to take a look at this. Or am I telling a lie?
No, that's usually how it goes. What's a major label anywhere else besides the United States? Well, what's the overseas equivalent to Atlantic or Universal?
Whatever the Beatles were on.
What were they on?
I damned if I know. I never thought to look it up.
Let me see.
Let's see. Big Shaq signed with who? I don't want Shaquille O'Neal, goddamn. What record label? Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, this is interesting. The Beatles, 1967 through 1969. Apple Corps Ltd. was conceived by the Beatles in 1967 after the death of their manager, Brian Epstein.
That is funny as hell.
That's hilarious. But yo, the Beatles were contracted to EMI, a new distribution deal. EMI and its U.S. subsidiary, Capitol Records, agreed to distribute Apple Records until 1976. So, you know, a distribution is a big part of a record deal. So I'm sure they wouldn't have had as widespread distribution if they didn't have Capitol Records, because Capitol's pretty big too.
Well. Hey, Big Shaq. Well, you really don't have nothing to do with this, but I'm just trying to show y'all a story.
Oh, and look at this. Universal Music Group was part of Apple's Apple Records distributors, and it says right here that let me see. It says that Beatles recordings issued in the United Kingdom on the Apple label carried Parlophone catalog numbers, while U.S. issues carried Capitol catalog numbers.
But Big Shaq was signed to Universal, sir.
There you go.
Now, who's the UK label?
Who is the UK equivalent to Universal or Atlantic? That's the original question. They don't have one.
UK equivalent. See what I'm doing? I'm typing. The Universal Records. Let's see. They don't even have one. They don't even have one. Universal Music UK's EMI. Oh, look, they don't even have one. They have to use an offshoot.
See?
But okay. But back to this, because I just love proving idiots wrong. Americans do not even understand British vernacular. So how would he have been viral in the US first? I never said he went viral first. I say he didn't go viral until Americans found it. And we didn't have to understand British vernacular. We looked at how dumb he was acting in the studio. The gun goes, yes. Shik, 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 brrr. That's what we laughed at.
Yeah, certain.
And we didn't understand British vernacular. How come he's not a platinum artist? Because I know plenty of Black British artists that have come over here, and Black America has made them platinum. Slick Rick is one of them.
Yeah. Uncle Murder's British, isn't he?
I don't think so.
Let me see. Hold on. I'm pretty sure he is.
Uncle Murder? I've never.
Yeah. Hold on.
He must have pulled a Slick Rick and came over here young.
Let me see.
Yeah, I think rapper. It says Brooklyn-born rapper.
I think his parents are British. He is. Okay. He's Afro-Panamanian on his mother's side.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't think they were from. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Let me see.
Vic Stat, thank you for the $5. B1 to you as well. And Maxwell Jenkins, thank you for the $2. All right. Here we go. Y'all gonna like this one. This is he talking about y'all now. It just pivoted away from Jamaicans to now FBA hate, but then wonder why he get called, and people like him, she, or it get called tethers. Would you like to hear what they said, Rob?
What they say?
You people are literally begging white mommy and daddy for a paycheck / reparations instead of requesting self-reliance and obtaining your own state. Boy.
So that hasn't happened yet?
Hang on. Read that last part again.
Hold on.
I don't know if you can see it.
Nah, I got my phone on the charger too because it's dying.
Okay.
Let me look.
That's fine. No, that's fine. I'll read it.
And it's tiny. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Read it, bro.
Well, you know what? Let me blow it up. I want the family to be able to take screenshots because this is tether behavior right here. I think I broke them. I think this was a late night tether exposure. This person said you people are literally begging white mommy and daddy for a paycheck reparations instead of requesting self-reliance and obtaining your own state. Number one, I'm not FBA, but I've been on record saying that Jamaica needs to go give England and the other 7 nations that took money out of that country, go get your checks.
Well, let's actually tackle that white mommy and daddy part.
Mm-hmm.
With the history of slave breeding and all of the documentaries that have come out about Thomas Jefferson and all of his kids, I'm curious as to if they ever got any inheritance or got any benefit from being related to him. So my question for him is, what is your point of saying white mommy and daddy? Because some FBA do have white mommy and daddy. We could trace it back with the last names. So what's the point of saying that?
Exactly. There is no point. This is when you get confronted with facts and you can't dispute it anymore. And you try to keep moving the goalposts, but now you hit the wall where the fans are.
Right. I mean, like if you're non-FBA and you actually mention FBA saying anything about white mommy and daddy, you actually just debunked your own argument against reparations, and you actually just reinforced the claim to reparations.
White mommy and daddy.
They don't.
Who? No, but Jamaicans have white mommy and daddy. Kamala Harris literally got white mommy and daddy. So
right.
I'm sorry, white granddaddy.
Right. And she got white mommy for sure. Shout out to the Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But okay. I'm sure, yes, Wale, I agree with your comment. I agree with the comment. I'm sure you do. Jamaica hasn't. Look how long it took Jamaica to request getting away from the crown.
Yeah, and I mean they honored it. They have a king and queen, so you know.
Wale, let me ask you this: since you want to tell me that Jamaica is way ahead of America in trying to get away from white colonial power, I'm sorry, but do you think that's an accurate statement to say when we literally watched last year Jamaica have 12 days of mourning for the Queen?
We didn't have. We don't.
They literally interviewed Jamaicans on the street saying that she led a full life.
Who said that? Wale said that they're ahead of us and getting rid of colonization.
He
Wale
comment. He agrees with the comment that this
Wale. My question is, you do understand that Black Americans were never colonized, right?
Jamaica was literally colonized. I don't have that conversation.
There's 2 different issues going on, and this is why it's so pivotal for people to just not open their mouths and actually have a historical reference and evidence to what happened. We dealt with indigenous people who were here not being qualified as 5 civilized tribes, which that particular wing of FBA people is arguable that they dealt with colonization, but the majority of the people from the transatlantic slave trade did not deal with colonization. We dealt with slavery. So I congratulate you in being further ahead in colonization. Maybe one day, if we deal with colonization, we can get some tips and pointers for you. But that's not what we're dealing with. See, what you're doing is you're telling us that we need to take some flu medication for C-19.
Here we go.
We have two different issues.
And nobody asked you if you were pro anything. Did I ask if you were pro FBA? No. Did I ask if you were pro Caribbean? No. Did I ask if you were pro African? No. We're having a discussion.
I want to see black people take control of their own destiny, regardless of where you're from. I'm not in competition with no Jamaicans as far as, you know, we did this over here. I want to do business with Jamaicans because Jamaicans have made Jamaica a global economic threat. And I want to compile that economic threat by doing whatever we can over here to be a part of that economic threat. I'm not in competition with Jamaicans. See, like, that's one thing that a lot of people that I noticed that are not FBA have a big issue with is this whole culture of tribalism. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not really into that. I don't know. Some people may be, but like, that's just not some stuff that I'm into. You know what I'm saying? So like, you know, like I said, you know, if you're proud of your strives to get away from colonization, congratulations. Like that, you know, I'm actually rooting for you. I'm not in competition with you because we got different issues and we got our own issues over here. And we're not going to embrace you guys' issues or try to step away from your issues. But we support you, hope that you do well. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you should show the same respect.
Yes, he is talking to you, sir, because you keep saying stupid things in the comment thread and then give me 2 good comments and then you go back to saying stupid comments again.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, to Wale directly. You can call in if you want to. I think he put the link in the chat.
I'll do it again. You come tell me. Wait, that's Phil's link. Because you can go back in my archives. I literally told Jamaica to wake up. Literally. They finally did something right for a change. They actually have a person of interest in the Daniel Rowe killing.
Doesn't Jamaica have their own? They had their own political movement for reparations, don't they, against the UK?
Yeah, somebody created the document and they said they were going to present it to the Queen. Then the Queen died. Then they waited a whole year. Now they're bringing it back up again because they're going to Charles. And where has that moved?
Now, how many? I know it's a ton of FBA people in the comment section. Shout out to my FBA people in the comment section. How many of y'all is out there trying to get Jamaica? How many of y'all trying to ask Jamaica to be a part of their reparations movement and get some of their reparations? None. And again, they got a whole reparations movement at the same time while worshiping the Queen and saying that we're not trying to get away from white supremacy.
And they did it politely. They wrote it down.
Right. I mean, like, I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want y'all to get y'all money, and I don't want any of it at all. I'm just saying, like, leave us alone.
So I can go get my money. Wale,
you know?
hello.
Wale, what's up?
Turn your mic on. Unmute your mic. Unmute your mic. Okay.
Uh-oh.
When you get your mic fixed, you can come back. Unmute your mic. I will let you back up. So you sit back there and figure it out.
You know what? I think, matter of fact, I don't know. Them Jamaican reparations sound good. I think I might want $10 or $20. They sound good.
Listen, I'm trying. Listen. Jamaica gave away their most profitable port in Kingston to the Chinese for 50 years. But I'm wrong for mentioning that and telling them stop doing dumb deals like that. Go get the money and build your own ports that you run. You literally have Jamaican hotel workers that don't get paid. All they get is a free lunch and a ride to work. And they be some of the most happy people on the resort. Not even the vacationers are that damn happy. Jamaicans out there busting their ass all day, 24 hours a day. I mean, literally 24 hours a day, 3-4 jobs, and barely bringing home enough for rent. And I'm telling them, go stand with your reparationists, jump on the Air Jamaica flights, and go to the 8 nations and get your damn money and build up something that the youth don't have to run from. But I'm wrong for saying that.
I just want some of them Jamaican reparations because I heard they got some good sauce on them. You know what I'm saying? I just want $10. That's it.
On it on your dollar.
Just $10. That's it.
Wale, have you fixed your mic? You have not fixed your mic. Cool. This is what we finna do for me. Wait, he might have fixed the mic. Wale, hello.
Is it working?
Now it is working.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I like your show. I like the flow. I don't agree with everything, but I like the flow. You know what I mean? I really like the flow.
Hey, Black Light, you might have to mute your shit.
Oh, okay. Is it drowning him out? Yeah, I got you. Yeah. All right, my bad.
No, go. Okay, go ahead. What don't you agree with?
The guy was saying things about, and using my name that I never said. So he assumed something that you said was something that I said or agreed with or something. And, he went in on it like that and used my name. That's all. And I was attempting to simply disassociate myself from that. That's all. I really don't have no argument that you don't see in the chat. As far as reparations, the United States is given and has been giving Israel over $3 billion annually since 1948.
Correct.
Annual.
So now we're at $225 billion. Correct.
So you understand that those numbers and stuff, and they are every time they use something about reparations should come up, they kick it down. Like, like what they call it with a jump kick or something. And so I've been watching for decades. This up and down play on the reparations thing. And so when the guys say begging, a petition is begging, yes? Any petition is called beg. The definition of a petition is to beg. And then what he mean by, what he's saying about white mommy and daddy is that the United States government has all the people under as itself as wards of the government. That's why a lot of our people are in jail and prison, all this kind of stuff, which is slavery up to date. You know what I mean? But because they have us in a ward position, as though they're the warden and we are the wards. And that's that's parents.
Blacklight, would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, I'd like to respond to that. So yeah, I didn't say anything about wards of the state. I'm actually talking about blood descendants. Blood descendants, as in actual white mommy, actual white daddy, like actual founding fathers of the United States that have actual black children, like Thomas Jefferson, somebody that I quoted when I said that.
Yeah, I understood what you were saying, but I'm reading the thing now because somebody asked me, why would I agree with this? Is the comment I was saying. I agree with, and I was explaining what parts and why I was agreeing with it, which is no problem. I saw you went into a personal thing, like saying what you said. Some people do have a physical, whatever parent. I could dig that. That's no problem. But I'm saying as a when you're talking about reparation as they mentioned state, and they went on to your own state, which is so. I agree. We should develop our own state. As a matter of fact, we are in certain places. Certain people are developing their, their own state because they recognize they don't want to be in a ward, be a ward of anyone anymore.
Like you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I was just going to ask what other part of what I said that you didn't agree with, because the parts that I directly addressed to you were the parts that Kid Gravity read that said that your name was attached to the comment.
Okay, I don't know what part it was, but I don't think it had anything to do with me at the time. That's what I was saying. That was like a misunderstanding. But it had something to do with me.
I think, yeah, we got that. Well, that's why I said earlier, we got to be careful with how we respond to certain things because it creates unnecessary arguments. Now, like I said, you were making a lot of good points in there, but then a couple of them points, it felt like you were going backwards. So I just wanted clarification on some things. Like, I get that people think that, you know, we are certain people in these countries, but we also got to understand we're in America. They're not even gonna look at that stuff. They're just gonna see a black person walking, and they're already gonna have their already perceived notions about who we are. And they confuse us too much with the older generations. We move differently than you guys did. You guys set up the ball, y'all took it a certain way. Now it's our turn to take it a certain way. And that's all we were saying. Because people like this that I'm reading these comments on, they're on the outside looking in and then relaying what they're looking at, never experiencing it, and they're trying to tell other people what we're doing over here. And then it gets misconstrued. And then when they get called on it, then it becomes, oh, y'all are xenophobic. Y'all are hateful. No, y'all seem to forget that a lot of the Black Americans, they were for every Black person out here. But then they figured out that everybody ain't for everybody. So cool. Let's do what y'all been doing. We're going to go, instead of 100%, we're going to go 30%. We're going to look out for our own interests. And now people don't like it because they know what the end result is going to be. Tangibles are going to be taken away. Invites are going to be taken away, which stops their cultural movements. So all I'm saying is I'm highlighting this person just to show that this is a very, very big problem of why we can't get things done with the Kardashians, which is what I call white people, because they listen to these people and think they know more about what people over here are doing than actual people who are actually putting in the work. I know you're not finna come on here and ask me for water while I'm doing this.
So my question for you, Wally, is what do you feel that we should be doing?
I think what we should be doing, we pretty much are doing it. Some people have to talk things out, get understanding, see where people are at, because everyone is not in the same place. So we have to get more understanding. And the most important thing I say is that we ought to replicate our ancestors' behavior by speaking the truth all the time. As far as I have found, worldwide, we had HAD, very HAD, a reputation of speaking truth all the time. We were known for that all over the world. And now we are known contrary to that. Through the movies, through our activities, through our behavior, people know us as liars, thieves, and rogues. And
well, here's my question for you: who is it that's lying? Because you talked about movies, like the technology that spreads media and different things like that weren't around during the time of our ancestors. So my question is, who do you feel that it is that's not spreading truth? You said that you like Kid Gravity because Kid Gravity says a lot of good things on his content.
Propaganda
He's spreading
is a very
truth.
big tool, is it not, Blacklight?
Yeah, it's a very big tool. So the things that you're
I like Kid Gravity show because it's the way it moved. I don't know this other
the other stuff was true. The other stuff was truth. What you said. So my question for you is that are you misconstruing propaganda that's being spread by WS that other people absorb and don't research as us not speaking truth? Or are you saying that just most FBA people live a life where nothing that we say can be trusted? I'm just confused. I want to clarify that.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm saying both.
So who are these people that don't speak truth?
Almost everyone I run into.
Can you give us an example? Because if it's everyone, you should have plenty of examples. So give us at least
Yeah,
3
right
and what
now
they
I
said.
just said. Right now, I just said something about kid gravity, and when you brought it back, you brought it back erroneously. That's not what I said. I keep having to straighten that up. He took me over
What
someplace
comment are you
else. I didn't
talking
say
about?
that.
What
The
comment are
one
you
he
talking about?
just made, like 10 seconds, 20 seconds ago. This ain't long. He just
Speak
said.
truth.
He just said,
Black
Wale,
light.
you said something about kid gravity, and whatever he said, I said about kid gravity is not what I said about kid gravity.
No, what I said was no,
right there.
Wally. Let me, Wally. Hold on. What I said was that I responded to a comment that Kid Gravity read with your name attached to it. But we're past all that. What I'm asking you is that if it's everybody out here who's not speaking truth, you should easily be able to give us the names and the subject matter of 3 topics and 3 people that aren't speaking the truth. So who are they? That's all I'm asking.
Give me 1 second. Hey Maxwell, you said Virgin is a big label in the UK, I believe. Virgin got bought out by Universal. Yeah, old boy don't even own it no more. But go ahead. Sorry about that. I just wanted to clarify that.
No, that's it. I mean, I just wanted to, because I can give
when
you
somebody, check me, man. When somebody calls into their job and say I'm sick, instead of telling the people the truth, they're not speaking the truth. I don't need to go to individuals because I'm not talking about historical accounts. I'm talking about right today, right now.
So how would people worldwide know about somebody who called into the job? We're talking about politics, I thought, and reparations and the difference between the word tether and the N-word. So we're talking about a political context. I don't see how on a bigger scale, somebody calling in to do something and telling their boss that they're sick. I don't understand how that applies to the conversation.
Right, well, let's start here. You said you weren't pro-Jamaican. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you're not pro-Jamaican. It doesn't make me know. Never mind. Can I ask what your background is, sir? Wale.
What do you mean by background?
Where's your people from?
Oh, Florida.
Okay, Florida. So you understand the politics of Black people in Florida.
What I understand may not be what you understand.
No, that's fine. You can educate us. You understand how Black people have been treated in Florida.
See, the concepts define your positioning in the world. I mean, you seem like to me, a very bright dude. All y'all do. I'm really hopeful, if you want to use that word. I don't usually use that word, but I'm really happy to see how bright you youth are. Y'all bright, man. It's beautiful to me. What I'm saying is the words that you're using, like treated. A man doesn't get treated. Women and children are treated. Minorities are treated. Men behave. Men.
Wale.
Well, when did we use the word treated?
Are you okay with the hit with
about 10 seconds ago?
Are you okay with Black history being removed from schools in Florida?
Oh, Black light. Let me get this.
All right,
you understand how I said Black people are treated in Florida.
Exactly. You used the word.
Exactly.
Treated.
I'm asking a question since you said you're from Florida. I said, you understand how Black people are and were treated in Florida. I'm trying to understand your historical context of what happened in Florida, because all I really know from Florida is between what DeSantis is doing right now, trying to erase Black history out of that state, and how it took the Rosewood survivors decades to get something for what that asshole did down there by getting the town burned down and having them flee. It took them 70 damn years to get reparations for that. That's why I said treated. We know how Florida treats Black folks, especially Black folks of the soil. They cater more to the Black immigrants than the ones that are indigenous to them lands. And I'm sure you're probably going to tell me that you're indigenous to this land, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they treat y'all as third-class citizens next and above y'all are the black immigrants, and then white/Hispanics.
Okay.
So I'm trying to show people who don't understand how Florida, what really goes on in Florida. And since you say you're from Florida, maybe you could educate people, because when I said treated, that's how we look at the world as a large scope, how they treat black people, how they interact with black people. Now, you may not like the word that I use, but a lot of us, that's how we understand it.
I know that's why I say you and I don't understand the same way. But
Okay,
I
so
know
it's
that's how you
fine.
understand.
Instead of saying treat, we'll say
No, sir.
we'll
Don't
say-
just change the word. It's the positioning. It's
So how
all
would you
this
like me to
about-
change the positioning?
Yeah. Okay. By this, when you're treated, you're beneath.
So
When you
black people aren't
behave,
beneath in Florida?
excuse me.
Black people aren't treated beneath in Florida?
Okay. When you're treated, you are beneath. When you behave, you are. It's a matter of standing your ground. It's equal. When you behave, now, when a person comes in and behaves a certain way, that's what they're doing. You see it as they're treating you a certain way.
Who's behaving, Wale?
Whoever is behaving.
You said that most people don't tell the truth. Who are these people that don't tell the truth?
Okay, I just gave you an example of that one.
No, you did. You didn't. No, you didn't. No, you. What you did was we then started onto a conversation about treating. So let's go back, since there's discrepancies about treating, and give us examples of these scenarios where truth isn't being spoken and who it is that's spreading this false propaganda. Because me and Kid Gravity got platforms, and if you're sitting there saying that a bunch of people are not spreading accurate messages, that's something that me and Kid Gravity and Tori and Rain and everybody else that's in the comment section that makes content needs to get on top of. So give us this list of people that we need to start looking into.
I just said, and you asked for an example, and I said simply, what you're looking for is this personal thing. I'm saying, as a people, we need to start to dedicate ourselves to speaking the truth as much as possible, all the time we can, to your wife, your daughter, your children, to everybody. Just build that up as a reputation for ourselves again. It'll ignite, because our ancestors already had that reputation. All we doing is going home.
So you just mentioned the family unit. So let's start there. Who do you know that's not telling their family unit, their wife, their daughter, the people that you named, who's not giving them the truth? You said there's a lot of people. So if there's a lot of people, you should be able to easily give us 3 or 4 case examples. Who's not doing that?
Everyone that goes in and buy a Santa Claus costume, a Christmas tree, and the rest of that stuff. Everyone who tells their children it's so many things. They lie to. That's why a lot of children do not respect their parents and stuff, because their parents have been lying to them, and when they figure that out, they don't respect their parents anymore. A man is lying to his wife when he cheats on his wife.
Who's doing that?
So many people. I don't know everybody's
If
name.
if there's so many, you should be able to give us examples. I'm not asking you anything ridiculous.
I'm not gonna say people's name that I physically know and put them on the internet talk about they cheating on their wife.
Okay, but you should no, and I didn't ask you to do that. You should be able to give us examples of people who are in the public eye. Stop trying to downplay what I'm saying and answer the questions directly. I'm not asking you anything that's not fair.
Wale, I'm finna show you something. Watch this. Where's the little girl, who is this?
That's Dr. Chris.
She's 4. Give me the line one time and then go back to the name thing.
Say, cut that check.
I've been doing that with her for 2 years. This is what me as a black parent is doing. Since I know that these school systems aren't.
So there's an example of one person. There's an example of one person who on demand can prove that he's teaching his family the truth and the right things. So since that's only one person, and according to you, that's the minority, you should easily be able to give us visible examples of the majority of people who aren't doing this kind of stuff.
Dude, I have given you actually millions.
No, you didn't give us
People
any
in
examples at
town,
all.
they are not. Yeah, okay, well, then there you go, man. Do your thing. I'm done.
I kind of wanted some names. I need content. Sir, okay, fine. We'll do it like this then. You're right. We're not doing anything to advance it. You're right. We just playing out here. We're
I
so
didn't say
intelligent.
those things that you are saying that I
Sir,
said. You're
no.
lying on me
First
right
off,
this second.
see, you see how you flying off on the handle before you even let me finish? But go ahead. It's my platform, but I'm gonna give you latitude. Go ahead and finish your statement since you want to cut me off.
I only wanted to cut you off from lying on me, just as you had started going. I didn't say any of those things you just said. I said that's all. I ain't upset, dude. I'm
Did you
just
not
showing
say
you
that
right now.
we're not doing anything? Did you not say earlier we're not doing anything?
I
When,
didn't say those
what did you
words.
say? Then what did you say? I don't want to misquote you. What did you say?
I say we should practice speaking the truth all the time, like our ancestors are known for. We will
Okay,
be
full stop.
known.
Full stop.
Okay.
Full stop.
Okay.
Okay. Teach the truth like our ancestors did, right? That's what you just said. I just want to make sure I got that out.
I said speak the truth.
Speak the truth. Okay, good. Speak the truth. Love that term. Love that phrase. Speak the truth. Sir, you're right. The dominant society that rules this earth, they don't like teaching the truth unless it makes them look good. Okay. You think because I really enjoy this. I enjoy sitting in front of my computer and teaching the family, because again, I'm non-FBA, so they have more of an incentive not to listen to me. But I come on my platform every week and teach the truth. Know how I do that? I pull up articles that the white media writes. I pull up articles that black media writes. I present them the information. I let them think what they want to think. That's what I do. I use my knowledge of politics since I've been in the politics game since I was in grade school, because we had to do current events. So we had to read significant articles and write down what we learned from it. So I've been doing this for damn near 32 years. I understand how the New York politics system works. That's why when I do my videos on New York politics, I sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about. That's why people come here to listen to me. When I talk about Georgia politics, even though I've only been down here for 2.5 years, I have a pulse on what's going on in Georgia politics. That's why people loved it when I started going in on Stacey Abrams and showing everybody how she was a terrible candidate, and if she was elected, Georgia would be dead. I did that. I have a whole playlist which you can go look up after this show called the 2024 election. I have dedicated myself for the next 2 years, well, technically 18 months, to educate my people who decide to go to the polls that they have all the information they need to make a decision if they're going to go, or if they're not going to go, they can go teach somebody. Guess what? You're right. Our ancestors told us to speak the truth. Guess what my ancestors told me to do? Speak the truth about Jamaica, which I do. I don't get very many views on it. I don't. Because again, FBA, they don't want to hear about Jamaica's problems. They got their own. But when I put up videos, they come in and support it. Shout out to them for that. But guess who gives me the most vitriol when I start talking about Jamaica while showing them the truth? That's right, other Jamaicans. And I'm still doing it. So you're right. We should speak the truth. Shame the devil. You're right. I'm going to continue to do this. Hopefully you'll support me. If you are, cool, we can collaborate. If not, that's fine. That's okay. Hopefully one day somebody will see the video and it'll be better for it. And you saw a Jamaican, you just heard a Jamaican right now, well, half a Jamaican, show you what her daddy's been doing for 2 years with her and her Jamaican history. But please, go ahead. I'm done ranting.
I think it's safe to say that the majority of us speak truth. I think it's safe to say that the majority of us are doing everything in our power and within our knowledge to take it to WS. See, I can name a bunch of people that don't speak truth. Officer Tatum, Greg Foreman,
Candace
the
Owens.
half,
And
Candace
she's from the
Owens.
Virgin Islands. That's where her people are from. So she's a Caribbean lion.
Yeah. So Jim Clyburn, another one, a lot of black politicians.
Sheila Chicken Jackass Lee down there in Texas. Lion.
Yeah. Ketanji Brown Jackson. You talking about family structure. Ketanji Brown Jackson sitting there saying that she doesn't know what a woman is. See, I can name these people, right? So it's very dangerous to say a majority, because that's the same thing as the white media does. They say black people commit all of the crime in the United States.
52% of the violent crime.
We don't commit all of the crime in the United States. And I think that that's one of the generational issues, is that the older generation seems to, a lot of times, not everybody, but many people in the older generations take a lot of this nonsensical propaganda, brain conditioning that WS does, and then internalize it and says that we need to do better. We don't need to do anything better except for work harder at dismantling white supremacy and getting our check. As far as any of that ancillary nonsense that they say that we're doing, we're just like every other society. There's a small segment of degeneracy, and anybody that tries to put the microscope on it or a magnifying glass on it to make it seem as if that defines our culture is not only an utter traitor, but just not even being intellectually honest. And that's the reason why I asked the specific questions of, when you say these people are a majority not telling truth, me being a content creator and me being somebody who directly makes content about specific people who talk that kind of nonsense, I want to know who these people are so I can flame them up. But if you can't give me any names, then I can't do anything about it. So then I fall into the definition of those people who aren't addressing things appropriately, because I'm not getting information that I need to get. So we got to make a decision here. Who's doing it?
You know how many black people would be without justice if we didn't say something? Use our platforms to highlight this, because we already know the mainstream media likes to craft their own narrative. It was the person who died, is their fault. Then we give them the data and we show them where the truth lies. They don't want to acknowledge it. Now they want to be like, oh. That's what we do here in New Black Media. That's what we strive to do every day. Again, you think I want to sit up here and constantly highlight how Vivek Ramaswamy, a presidential candidate on the GOP side, is a staunch anti-black racist who wants to sit up there and, if elected, wants to bring a caste system that's going to push black people further down the pole so he can elevate white people and his people? The man literally said he wants more Pacific migration, which is AAPI, which means there's going to be less opportunities for our children. Look how pissed off they got when affirmative action ended, because they knew black people had a place where they could go and get an education and make something out of themselves. Now they're going to go start effing with the HBCUs very soon. Tell them, oh, on the secret, hey, you might have to limit seats to make it equitable. And we know that's going to affect Florida, because we know how many HBCUs are down in your state.
And my thing is too, like, a lot of times people can be the product of their environment, and they can be the product of what they hang around, who they become friends with, who they socialize with. So if in your daily travels you encounter a lot of people that are not telling the truth, my advice to you would be maybe find a different route.
Because we already know we've exercised every route. Why do you think they fuck with us so much? Because we get innovative. they say, oh, they put their shit out in the media. Cool. What do? We just show them the thing and debunk it. Then they limit our videos, limit our reach. Okay. We go do independent research. We start bringing up the books. You know what they started calling the books? They said that was inflammatory. It's not truthful. Or they started having people show up saying, no, oh, let me debunk page 25 on this, which we know is an out and out lie. Okay, so we remixed it again. We do collaborations. Blacklight will tell you we've done many a collaboration. That's some of our highest viewed videos because we both come with information that they can't debunk, because you know why? They would have to debunk themselves. And we know that them folk ain't going to debunk themselves.
just like this live stream I'm about to do about Matt Walsh.
Exactly. So then they said, okay, we're going to start messing with their channels. All right, cool. Now I'm doing what I'm doing with the election. I'm just playing videos. I'm just reading articles. I'm showing people what's going on out here and how the mainstream media is also not talking about the issues that really will fuck with black people, i.e. bricks. Because it's funny that we're about 14 months away from this election, and they have not addressed a global superpower version of the United Nations consolidating power in not only their own nations and with each other, but going now to finish taking over Africa, which is the most naturally resourced area on Earth. Which means they do that, they get to control those resources, which means they get to dictate the price, which means everything that we need to survive out here is going to go up. Did you know, sir? Because I know the mainstream media don't tell you this, or any other these other channels that have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They don't tell you this. Did you know that we're in a fertilizer/grain shortage right now? I'm just going to let that out there for the family. We're in a fertilizer grain shortage right now. Russia holds 80% of the world's grain and fertilizer. They're not selling it less. And if they do, they're selling it at a major premium.
Yeah, I was about to say, we talked about that when the Russia-Ukraine stuff first popped off. The food banks is also at an all-time low. Because Russia and Ukraine are
where they're throwing black families out at an alarming rate. I can't tell you how every day I see at minimum 4 sheriff cars racing around the city to throw people out. But I'll ask this question. I'll let you answer, and then I got to move on. How do you feel about the government structure right now in regards to who the American people are going to have to pick through? Because we know it's going to be Biden, Trump too. We know this. Which one would you pick, or would you stay home? I would like to know that, Wale.
Okay.
Oh man, I was on all the time. I thought I had muted my mic. Can you hear me?
You had no sound back there, so it was all good. Nobody heard anything crazy.
Oh, okay.
You might have been yelling at white supremacists in the background. That might have been fire.
That's funny. That's funny.
But
I'm not that. That's not me. Whatever that white supremacy thing, that don't have nothing to do with no thought in my mind. Vote thing you asked me about though, and you asked me specifically, and I'll answer as specifically as I can. I've only voted one time in the United States of America.
Okay. So you really don't care about what happens next year with the general election?
My experience has shown me that it doesn't matter. That part specifically, it's the whole picture as it moves like the blob. Looking at one piece of it don't say much, but when you look at the whole blob, then I see how it really is moving. And that's kind of how I feel. I look at it. I look at the blob itself.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to know, because I just wanted to know for reference
if you cared about the general election, but that's okay. Hopefully, you will pass along my 2024 election to somebody that does care about it, and I would like to inform them about what's going on out here.
Well, and I got a question for you too, Wale, because I'm somebody that doesn't have a lot of faith in democracy either. So my question for you is, if you feel that it's just a blob moving along and you don't think that politics is really going to do much, what kind of extra political ideas do you have that could be done outside of politics to create empowerment?
Okay, the first thing, like I said, is to build truth amongst each other so we can feel like we can trust each other. Because I hear from a lot of people, just personally, me walking the streets and whatnot, that we seem to display very little trust in one another. I'm often told about it. I don't even ask people. They just start telling me how they don't trust me. So I'm saying, once we get some kind of way where we can trust one another, then we can move together as a, in some form of unity or something, uniting. And then I'm saying also that politically, we should build, we do already. I'm saying, people, we're doing it already, man. I ain't never said we ain't doing nothing. We should continue and focus on building community blocks of votes so that the community kind of talks itself out, see what's best for the community, and vote in a block, not just a bunch of individuals running around with all them different scary ideas in their head.
Okay,
But come together with the people in their neighborhood and talk to people in your neighborhood and try to form a block.
You can't trust them, you said. So you said you can't trust. You said people can't trust each other. So we're going to go into our neighborhoods and talk to a bunch of untrustworthy people. What I'm asking you,
start speaking truth all the time. People will start recognizing and they'll start trusting. That's
what I'm asking you is, aside from that, right? So we're just going to go with everything that you said. Most people are untrustworthy, but I'm sure you got a couple friends that are trustworthy. So, and you also said that the political system is not reliable. My question is, what things are you doing outside of the political system that can encourage empowerment?
Mm-hmm. Okay, the first thing I would suggest, as you can. My children never went to my daughter went because she asked to go. She went for 2 weeks and then she asked to get back out. So my children never went to public school. You should teach your children yourself. Otherwise, they'll get a public education, which is like a robot, AI, artificial intelligence education. They'll teach you how to remember a lot of stuff, information that they have put in a certain framework for you to remember, and then realize and make it your history and your world. They'll describe everything to you, and they want you to take that as your description of the world and function under it. So the first thing I would suggest, or the most important thing, second to speaking the truth all the time, even to your children, make your children respect you so they can speak the truth to you. They will. If they don't hear you lie, they won't lie. So then once you take them out of school and start teaching them just ABC 1, 2, 3. I'm talking about whatever you could teach them. I'm not saying how to go about it or nothing. Just get them out of get them off of the treadmill of the school system.
We did that already, though, right, brother?
I don't know if you did that or not.
No, we've done that.
Who named we?
Black people in America. Black people in America. They've already done that. There was an article, you can look this up.
No, I see millions of people. I see millions of people sending. I know a lot of people are doing that. I'm saying, I know we're doing it, man. I'm not saying it's not being done. I'm saying we need to do more of this.
Though, sir, that's one of our purposes. Because again, the mainstream media and all these other groups that swear up and down that they're for us and want to help us, they don't highlight this, including this quote unquote tether class. Because if the tether class really wanted to be allies to us and help people like you who are indigenous to this soil get what y'all need to rebuild your legacies, they would have, along with us, followed in our lead and reported that there's 30% less Black kids in these public schools than there were before this whole scamdemic started. But they don't want to highlight that. They only highlight what the white conservatives tell them, which is let's blame black people for all the bullshit that goes on in this country because we don't want to address our failings. We don't want to address that we got caught with our pants down. See, when this whole situation started, who was the most adept people to the situation? That's right, it was us. They didn't like that. When they started rolling out all this bullshit on us, we were the ones who were vocal saying we're not going to do it. Then everybody else followed suit. Now they're trying to say we were the ones that were most detrimental to the process being over because we actually sat up there and asked questions. And it's been going on like this. You should know this. This has been going on for decades. Every time they try to do something against the people, we were the ones who sat up there and said, nah, we're not doing that. That doesn't sound right. Let me question it. They don't like that. That's why they demonize the word woke. Woke came from y'all, the indigenous people here. They demonized it because they knew what woke really meant. It not only meant black, it also meant that you guys were right. You guys
said y'all and you guys. What are you?
My people are from Jamaica.
And y'all funny with that. 60 years ago.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Y'all funny with that?
Mm-hmm. Because 60, 80 years ago, almost nobody cared.
That's actually.
You didn't need no passport. You didn't need no passport.
You didn't need no passport?
No. We traveled from one place to the next place like nobody's business. They brought this passport junk into effect to keep us separated.
Mm-hmm. But you said y'all funny.
My niece.
What do you mean niece, funny with that?
I mean, like you're separating us under what? British rule and
Sir, I can't help where my people are from. I can't help my genetic makeup, sir. I don't have any blood in this land. Sir, I don't have okay, see what we not gonna do. Okay, see what we not gonna do is start dissing where we're from, sir. I can't help who's
I'm not dissing like where you're from, man.
Said, sir, you said y'all funny with it, you separating people by British rule. I can't help what uterus I came out of. You're literally proving the point of why I did this stream. We got people who won't recognize that somebody from a particular culture understands what's going on out here and tries to educate people on said culture that's not of this said culture. And I'm catching backlash for it. Again, I can't help who my mother and father are. Are they?
What's funny?
Yes, I'm very proud of my lineage, but I'm also not going to lie on my lineage to make my lineage look better. I'm sorry.
That's what I was just about to say. What's funny about that? I think it's funny that back in the day, people just used to let everybody into everything, and instead nowadays people identify who people are, and if people are down and have gone through a vetting process, then the people that are down and have gone through the vetting process are allowed to have some sort of influence. There's nothing funny about Kid Gravity embracing who he is and his roots. That's something that people that should be encouraged, that everybody should do. We're not all just one big clump of black people. We're not a monolith. Everybody's different.
Sir, I'm sorry to tell you this, sir. I didn't mean to cut you off, Black Light.
You good.
Lies. Most of Jamaica lies. I'm sorry, and Jamaicans could get pissed at me for saying that. Most of the Jamaicans lie. They lie on their culture. They lie on their significance in the world. They don't even lionize their true leaders. They wait till the school system tells them to do that. So where do we go from here? Jamaicans literally right now have a whole Asian woman trying to teach their history and know it's bullshit, but they won't go out there and correct her because she's Jamaican and she has a patois accent. And then when I do it, I get yelled at saying, you were never lived there, so you're not a real Jamaican. Okay. Now everybody else in the world is starting to run with it. Pretty soon they let that continue. Jamaica ain't gonna have a history except from what an Asian told them. But you're right.
Yeah, man. Like that whole you funny thing. Like that whole you funny thing. That's that kind of stuff that creates those black and brown coalitions that don't benefit black people at all. Oh, you know, they melanated and they wear khakis and lokes. They just like us. No, they not just like us. It don't matter
Black and
where you was
brown.
able to freely travel
With the
to.
Black and Brown Coalition in Jamaica, they just threw out a whole bunch of Haitians for showing up on the shores. But I thought out of many, one people. Yeah.
See, that's part of those errors of the past that we got to deal with and clean up now.
The reason I said that was funny, his response, is because he took offense. I was not laughing because of offense. I was not trying to offend you. I'm currently living on the island called Jamaica. I'm not laughing because of this or that. I was laughing because you drew offense. I say, wait a minute, that's funny to me because there's no offense offered.
Wait, you said you're living in Jamaica?
Yeah, man, I'm in Trelawney.
Okay, you're in Trelawney. So maybe you can tell me, has Jamaica progressed since you've been down there?
Of course.
In what way? Because maybe I got it wrong.
The way, no, dude, I'm not saying you got it wrong, man. That's what you're misunderstanding me a lot.
No,
right
I'm
now.
saying maybe I got it wrong because you're on the ground. I'm just going by articles and videos. You're on the ground. Maybe I got it wrong. Is Jamaica progressing farther than what the media likes to say?
I would say yes, right away to that part.
Okay, in what way? So I can
media,
highlight it. I would love to highlight it.
Is singing, the media is trying to be the drum beat and tell us what notes to dance on. You know what I mean? But the people
tell me one way that Jamaica's progress, so I can highlight it because I would love to highlight it.
Well, right now, for me, the what's her name? I forget her name right off, but the minister here has said that they respect that they're going to Jamaica. She's going to make sure that Jamaica respects the CARICOM and the American declarations and the American Union. You know about I think it's called the American Union. I forget. Oh, the Union of American States. Are you familiar?
Mm-hmm.
And they are going to recognize and enforce the indigenous rights clauses of all of those things. And that is to me a great advancement. And that's kind of like what I'm saying in the U.S. Y'all, there's two things going there. There's the U.S., the government, and then there's America, the country. I see them as two different things. And so when you are asking me about the government of the U.S., then, I stepped out of that paradigm.
Okay, so how would you rate Andrew Holness, the prime minister, on a scale of 1 to 10?
He's part of the governmental paradigm. He's a first of all, he's a prime minister, yes?
Correct.
He's just a flunky like whoever you put in the president thing. The president is an administrator.
Have to go through with him, and they have to live their lives based on what he legislates along with Parliament. So I'm asking you, since you've been there, how would you rate him 1 to 10?
Oh, I don't rate him no way 1 to 3. I'm not in it like that. I don't see it from them points of view because he was just like the next guy. He taking orders. Okay, they all take orders.
Okay, let's ask it like this then. Give me one pro that he's of Andrew Holness, and give me one con that you've seen since you've been down there, and he's been given the keys to Jamaica's kingdom.
That's what I'm saying.
Via the crown. So give me one positive thing he's done, and give me one negative thing he's done.
Let me tell you, because you're not seeming to be understanding. I haven't watched television, and my children never grew up with a television in the house, and they are 40-something years old.
I feel you on that, sir.
I don't watch the news.
You don't need a TV in Jamaica to understand how Jamaica's going on. Just like I can leave my apartment right now and go outside and walk around my neighborhood and gauge how the neighborhood has been progressing or regressing. So I'm asking.
That's what I say. And I told you.
Okay, you've been on Jamaica. Give me one positive of Andrew Holness and give me one negative of Andrew Holness, because I'm not there every day.
I don't deal with Holness, so I don't deal with Holness. You asked me a positive and something about Jamaica being progressive, and I gave you two examples.
Only talk about politics when the TV is on or the radio. Is that what you're telling me?
The people here, I have been in reasonings, okay, and I've seen people start to complain about it. They're doing this. They're making them. They switched over the money. The money is switching. They're switching over the ID. The ID is switching. You know about these things?
Yes, I know about the digital currency Jamaica's trying to employ because they want to get away from the IMF,
Well,
but the
I was
IMF
saying
is
the actual,
CBDC. Yes,
I was
do.
saying the actual physical paper has
Yes,
changed.
they're getting rid of that in favor of digital currency. Yes.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, what's happening is they're taking the paper that was good yesterday. I mean, last year,
Taking it out of circulation. Yes, they're taking it out of
and
circulation.
they're replacing it with another piece of paper right
I,
now.
I understand that, but sir, you do also understand Jamaica's moving into digital currency, correct?
I understand that's what they say they are doing. I got that part, but I'm saying right now, you say right now, they're on the ground. I'm just telling you what I see right now on the ground. I see the two paper money are different. One of them got one person on it. The next one, the new one, got two people on it. So yeah, I'm just saying things are changing in their own progression as far as their plans are concerned. But what I don't think you understand is I have plans.
No, I
And my
understand.
plans-
It'd be just the same way as when they were up here debating putting Harriet Tubman on a $20 bill.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's the same to me, gobbledygook.
Right.
Because if you ain't got a $20 bill, who cares? You want the
Exactly.
money.
But that's why I was asking you to give me one positive that Andrew Holness has done and one negative.
I don't
You gave me
know.
something about the what Jamaica as a power in this economic system, what they're trying to do to make sure that they don't screw up irrevocably what they're building right now. That's fine. I understand that there is a need for treaties and declarations to make sure that you're not putting your people in a situation they're going to be worse off on. That's how you do business. What I'm asking you is, as a leader or the puppet, whatever you want to call him, how has the puppet minister, give me one thing that he has done since you've been in Jamaica that he's done positive and one that he's done negative? Because again, I don't look at CVM or TVJ every day. I don't have the time. I have a daughter to raise. I have a wife that I need to be a husband to. I have to go to work. I have other responsibilities. I'm in school right now. So I can't look at everything. You're on the ground, like you said. So you can tell me, just like if you ask me what's going on in Atlanta right now, I can tell you because I'm on the ground. Give me one positive thing that he's done down there and one negative, just so I can research it, so I can present the information to the family that might be interested in it.
I have no answer to that question.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I wanted 10 minutes ago. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I was not here trying to have an argument with you. That's all I wanted to know. Because I wanted to see if you were in tune with the street. Because again, I've been trying to get Jamaican people and people that live in Jamaica on my show so I can get a thorough picture of what's going on down there. Because again, that's my lineage. That's my daughter's lineage. That's half her lineage. I would like to relay stories and show her things when she gets older so she can understand where she comes from. Because she doesn't have access to my grandparents right now. We're in different states. So it's incumbent of me as her father to teach her. So that's why I ask these questions. So I can get better versed.
Now
so
the laws that are kicking off under Andrew's, tenure, those laws are getting getting to a point of this distress for the Jamaican people. But I don't know if you lived here in Jamaica, have you?
I've never lived in Jamaica.
Well, there's a certain dynamic you have to live here to see. You may not catch it on a visit and stuff. You have to live here long enough to start seeing the dynamic. Some people here consider themselves Jamaican, and some do not. Some recognize Jamaica to be a corporation.
Correct.
Of the British
they're a corporate
Empire.
entity of the UK.
Yeah, there you go. Of the and some people are
but even
saying,
on a visit, I picked up on it when I walked in the towns and through the markets. I picked up on it. But that's what I mean. That's why it is. You also have that separation of people that are from the streets, and then you go to like the upper echelon neighborhoods like Beverly Hills and things like that, and you could completely feel a different dynamic shift. That would be like When you go like Beverly Hills and them other places, that's like the suburbs up here. Completely different. That's high society. They don't know what's going on with the people on the street level, and they don't want to
Oh, you
know.
talking about is that Kingston? You're talking about Beverly Hills? See, I saw Beverly Hills over there.
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about Kingston? Kingston area?
My mom's from Kingston.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't do big cities, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't bother. Some
Yeah, my mom's from Kingston. My dad's from Mandeville.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's sad. Okay, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying that some people here don't see themselves as slaves, ex-slaves, all that kind of stuff. Owned by the British government.
I also have to think that it was based on what my parents told me. They didn't teach them that in school. They barely taught them Garvey, unless they brought up the 7 national heroes.
Okay. Exactly.
So that's a Jamaica cultural problem they got to fix, because they're having these kids not know their history.
Well, it's being fixed but it's being warped because they're being forced to fed a history from outside of Jamaica, and people are telling them what they are instead of Jamaicans going back home and finding out what they are. So I work with people.
Now you understand why I advocate for Jamaica to wake up and to stop tolerating disrespect, because there's no reason why Jamaica, with all it can have and all it can accomplish, you still got people leaving to go to other countries because they think they can't get a stable life in Jamaica. That's why I push so hard with the cousins to fight for reparations, because once they get theirs, I can get the blueprint. I can go with the people in Jamaica that give a damn about the youth, and we can go to them 8 nations and 8 sectors that took money out of that country, get it back, and start building up something so them kids can have some pride in where they come from. Because you can go look at the TV, you can go look at the TVJ and the CVM broadcast and look at them young kids, and you could see that they're yearning for somebody or people or some kind of infrastructure where they can do STEM. They can go learn how to fix cars, so they don't have to go run to America to go fix cars. They can create their own infrastructures. Jamaica has the ability to become Tokyo in the garb of commerce and changing how the world views not only its image, but how the world can say, you know what, I need this. Let me go to Jamaica. It's a lot closer. I want that for the youth. I want that for the next generations. That's why I press so hard.
Well, I can dig it. That's an admirable aspiration.
So this is why, like I said, this is why I go so hard against people like this idiot that I had this conversation with on Twitter, because they're over there in the UK. They ran from Jamaica, literally ran from it. I didn't have a choice. I was born in America. I didn't have a choice. My parents didn't meet each other till 8 years after they got here. I didn't have a choice. I don't know what Jamaican life is like. I can only go off their stories, but I have someone that literally ran, who was aware of what was going on, ran to the UK and then want to talk down and lie to me about things that I know are true, even with research shown. And this is why I did this show, because research or the lack thereof will get you killed or it will get you in a better place. And people like them are going to get people killed.
I think that a little more tolerance with one another is in order.
I feel you on that, Wale, but I'm sorry to say this, and this is not disrespectful or anything, but that time is dead. We're not in a position anymore where we can grant latitude to people.
I said with each other.
Okay.
If it ain't love, man, we gotta have tolerance
like that anymore. We can't anymore because we've granted latitude for years, and you see now where we're at. We're at the position now where we're so divided right now that we're trying to get back together, but there's still people actively trying to keep us divided because they understand that Black people have so much power. If they got together, this whole world would change. They understand that, but they can't have that happen. I'm
You know what?
sorry.
I'm gonna say something because you just said something about Black people, and it reminded me of my inculcation into Jamaican life when I first got here, and I
Mhm.
realized they call some people Black and some people brown. Blew me away. I was like, "What are y'all doing?"
Yeah, the
So I
Brownings.
found
Yeah,
out.
the Brownings. The
I
Brownings, the
found out
Black, the Coolies. Yeah.
Oh, it's more than just that. So of course I went deep into the study because the first coolies I'm understanding came in through Trinidad.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Mhm.
that's how I come into the situation was through Trinidad. I went there first before coming to Jamaica. I went to
Mhm.
Trinidad, and
Mhm.
Tobago is beautiful, man. But anyway, the idea of brown and black among the same people blew me away because I had just come in from the States, the US. And that I didn't know this kind of internal racism. My uncle, my aunts, everybody was different colors. You know what I mean? They all different
Mhm.
hues and this and that. We were called colored people when I grew up, and that's what we
Mhm.
were, all kind of spectrums and colors. And so when I got to this black and brown thing here in Jamaica, I started realizing what's going on here. Some people here there are different tribes here, groups from different origins. And so some people actually came here from the US. Some of the people came to the Caribbean from the US. They were exported to the Caribbean.
Well, you also got to remember too, a lot of Jamaicans went up to US, did what they did, grew families, grew wealth, and then just took it back down there. But they also brought back the American habits with them.
You're talking about lately. I'm talking about the 1800s, 19 this and that. I'm
Yeah,
talking
there
about
was
before the turn of that century.
the
There was a
trade didn't
lot of
stop from just Africa to the
yeah,
US or the
moving
Caribbean. Yeah,
around.
they went from there to back and forth. Yeah. But my point also is that
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, my other point is we understand that Jamaica has a problem with racism that they swear up and down that they don't have. Even when you highlight it, there's no reason why Jamaica, with all that melanin down there, they're over there doing they're over there bleaching. There's no reason. And then when you ask them about it, it's like, oh, we get better opportunities. That makes no sense. You're a black country. That makes no sense.
Jamaica is not a black country. I thought we agreed Jamaica is a corporation owned by the British Crown.
When I say a black country, I'm talking about the people who are predominantly the population.
Now we can talk. Okay. We're not really taught that. This was what I'm learning from the reasoning, because I would go to reasoning every Friday night and reason with the dudes, and hang out with them until I got sick. I suffer from tobacco poisoning. Tobacco will kill me. So they smoke spliffs and grabba and stuff. I had to stop going to the reasonings. So, but I learned from the reasonings that there are 3 or 4 different concepts of the term when people say they're Jamaican, what they're talking about. Some are Rasta,
Right.
They see themselves as Rasta. They say they're from Jamaica, but they don't feel like they the regular Jamaican type of Jamaican. You know what I mean? The one that works at the airport type of Jamaican. And then there's the one that works at the airport type of Jamaican, who is more like, servants. They work at the hotels. They work at the airport. They mostly kind of servant minded in their way. Like you said, learn how to repair cars and stuff. That's all service oriented. So that's a different Jamaican. And they look for jobs and people. And then there's a Jamaican who is more independent and more Aboriginal or indigenous minded. And they say they are mostly Caribs and Arawaks. That's their lineage. And they behave in a manner that befits that thought. They don't think in terms of the government and voting and hey, that's them. That's them other people. They think in terms of how to move their people collectively forward as a concept of what they are, which is I see as a great value in the Abo community and what they call the Abo community of the United States, right? You know, in that area right now, is because they are looking at things from more of a sovereign station instead of like more say the other people who are ex-slave. They're looking from a subservience position at the bottom of the totem pole stuff, all that kind of stuff. That's why I say it's positioning, where you position yourself, man. Don't let people position you at the bottom of nothing. Then don't adhere to it. Be like, I ain't at the bottom, but I'm telling you, check me out. People say we're behind all the people. I say, no, we are not behind. We're lapping them. You know how Usain Bolt is so fast? When they go around, he's coming around on his second lap. They still doing the first lap. Mm-hmm. And they look back and say, damn, he's coming up behind us. Yeah, because we lapping you. We ain't behind. We so far in front. That's positioning, man. Come on. You see our story? We deep. We created this and that and this and that. Come on. How can we be behind? It's impossible. We gotta just logic alone. We gotta be lapping.
Yeah, but again, they don't want us to have that knowledge. That's one of the core tenets of New Black Media. We are making sure that people have that knowledge. That's what we do here. Now, our methods may be different from you guys, but we're all trying to get to the same place. But I'm going to have to finish up my show and then get up out of here. So I appreciate the conversation, and hopefully we can do this again someday.
Oh, beautiful. I really appreciate you, man. Do your thing. I love it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. All right. So there was that. I think I'll cut that up and put it up as a separate, but let me just finish this off because I know we want to get back to this. It's only a few more tweets and then we'll legislate that. So back to this idiot. Let's say if he upped his subscriber base. Oh, no, still 3.7. Okay. So I love this. He said, brother, you're confused, claiming to be black first and they don't even like you. Pure delusional, like a chicken supporting KFC. You were definitely the kid who was last to be picked during basketball but wanted to be part of the team. Even the disabled kid would be picked, but not you. Then it becomes ad hominem attacks. You're right. I was picked last. And how has that worked out, sir? I think it's worked out fairly well. Because again, yes, I'm black first. And I've been able to amass 2,500 subscribers, just me grinding out here and doing the work, not taking shortcuts, not trying to grift my way into 5, 6, 7 digits just because it's easy to do that. I'm sorry. I actually have integrity. I actually want better for my people. But you love to see them always taking shots at black empowerment, even though they claim to want to be black. If black empowerment succeeds, that means you have an opportunity to succeed along with it. Again, when I started this odyssey, I was doing nothing but politics and social commentary, barely getting views. Way before I even knew FBA existed. Because again, I've told y'all this before. I wasn't on Tariq's bandwagon. I wasn't a Tariq fan like that. Especially when he was beefing with Tommy Sotomayor. I wasn't a fan. And a friend of mine who happened to be FBA told me, give him another shot. I said, okay, I'll do that for you because I respect your opinion and I respect what you've built. And do I listen to Tariq every day? No, but I've been more I've been more receptive to what Tariq's been saying for the last 2 years. I don't agree with everything, but I can sit down there and listen to a broadcast or listen to a Twitter space, and you know what? It's cool. I most of the times I leave there learning something new. That's what you're supposed to do in life. But again, you're saying these people don't like me. That's fine if they don't. I'm here to give truth out. They respect the fact that I give truth. Cool. If they like me, that's even better. But most people will tell you, I didn't come in this world to be liked. Our parents have told us that. You're not put on this world to be liked. You have a purpose. But this is the social media age. People are looking for likes. I put out tweets that barely gets 100 views on it. I don't care. I don't look for satisfaction like that. Then you said the same cousins who did not even claim to be African, but claim to be indigenous Native Americans and don't want to even be associated with you, delusional. As for me, I'm creating a religion for Black people and inspired to build my temples in Jamaica in the future, Tom. So now I'm a Tom. And that was the last of it. So they swear up and down that y'all are the xenophobic type, but they're using xenophobic terms. But Tether's like, oh, Jesus Christ. Tether is the Goliath to their kit. That's the word that's memorable to them. Maxwell Jenkins, why do folks dislike Tariq Nasheed? I'm curious, because they think he's a troll that got millions of dollars. That's where it comes from. It's pocket watching. That's why they're running outside, keep talking about, oh, Tariq's name used to be Marcus Sanders, and he was arrested for murder, and FBA, he created that term just to get money out of people, and he's grifting, and he said it was a museum, but it's a country, it's a comedy club / mixer event, and he just got a number of pictures on the floor. They hate the fact that Tariq can galvanize people. I think that's what it is. He's doing essentially what people are supposed to do in the world. You put out a product or a service or information, and people are supposed to gravitate towards it. That's how life is. Tariq, I will say one thing, and I'm never going to take this away from the man, is well researched. He's over 50 years old, so he's seen shit that I haven't even seen yet. He has experiences I'll never go through. But the one thing I will give that man, he's well researched. He just doesn't say shit just for shock value. He don't say shit just because he think y'all are gonna gravitate towards it. He shows you where he gets it from. And he's willing to put the truth out there. So he came up with the word tether, and it caught like wildfire. He popularized it, and now everybody's running around saying tether. Okay, so what? The fact that y'all letting the word dictate how you move in life is the same way it happened in African booty scratch. Same way. I thought we got over this. The fact that you would tell me on a thread that the N-word had as tether just because you claim the ethnicity we come from and the nationality we come from, they don't say it, even though I prove that they say it, is worse. I would like to ask, and I forgot to ask Wale this, how many Jamaicans say the word tether on the island? This is why I can't take people like them type of Jamaicans. I can't take them serious. I just can't. They know exactly through social media what they have an 80% picture of what goes on in the world. And they refuse to research that 80% to at least become 60% functional out here or in a better place than they were the day before. I can't talk about what goes on the UK streets because I don't live there. And I would be misrepresenting that country. I can only go by what I see on the news and social media. Just like with Wale, I asked him what goes on in Jamaica. I don't live there. I don't know what goes on day to day. I can only go by what's on media or on social media. But here in America, I'm out here every day. I've traveled to different states. I got the dynamics. Small of a sample set as it was, but I understand what goes on out here, especially when you're a person that's Black. You get crash course in what goes on in this country very quickly. And everybody here can attest to that. The dynamics are different when you're Black in America. Colored, whatever you want to call it. The dynamics for our type of people with rich melanin is way different than somebody with less. We don't say things out here just because we want to be followers. A lot of us have life experience. A lot of us, that's what we're here for. Hey, dumbass, that was on Twitter. Hopefully one day you'll be an ancestor. Hopefully one day I'll be an ancestor. Everybody in the comment thread become ancestors. What is going to be your story? You trolled on a thread that had nothing to do with you. And you're trying to minimize a word that before a Black man in America gave a comprehensive definition on. You're literally trying to explain how an action word is worse than a noun/adjective. A word that white people have admitted they created to dehumanize people they feel are lesser than. But according to you, it's always about a term of endearment. Just like the Nigerians that lied about a kata. Hey, dumbass. Guess what? When they talk about akatas, that's right. They're only talking about people that are not Nigerian, that are Black, which means they're talking about you too. You're just the UK akata. But hopefully y'all got something out of this. But we know you didn't, because if you got something out of this, I would imagine tomorrow, Tuesday, April 15th, the world would markedly change in the context of Black society, of course. You would see way more fist bumping and way more we stand with the Black Americans in their fight for reparations. Or I may not agree with Black people in America trying to get their reparations, but I'm not going to impede their progress. That would be too big for people that come from countries so small, even though we all come from small countries on the grand scheme of what they're trying to do to us on a global scale. But one can imagine, one can hope. Oh, yes, Carlton Way. Yep. They tried that. They had a whole Twitter space talking about how Akata was not a derogatory term, even though we all saw Sugar Hill and they clearly said it. What is this Akata shit? He's like, that's just what y'all are. And they, what happened? Got beat up for it. Yeah. Last thing I'll say, and then I'm leaving. Unfortunately, Wale, I respect your opinions. I do. But again, like I said, we're way past the time of people we giving grace to everybody. That's not going to work anymore. Intelligent Black society, we've done that, and it's been to our detriment. The media who are Black that should be on our side, they want to kiss up to white folks. Fine, we jettison them. Joy Reid gets no play. Angela Rye is irrelevant. Tiffany Cross is in purgatory hell. She's still looking for a job. Roland Martin's irrelevant. He's sitting there trying to he let fam. If you didn't see, Blacklight literally put up Roland's video and showed underneath where you have the apparel and you can sell your merch, he has folding chairs. He literally put that there. Now, to be fair, Lisa Cabrera did it too, but we understand Lisa's on code. So it made sense why she did it. Roland did it for clout. Because this is the same Roland Martin who 6 years ago sat in front of the preeminent white supremacist Richard Spencer and did not stand up as a Black man. He stood up as a Christian. He stood up as a genetic identifier without color. So the Black media that's supposed to be on our side said, nah, we're going to cater to the audience and cater to the advertisers. Cool. We're only going to talk about y'all when y'all come in and go in on the administration that we love, or it's election time. Oh, we got another one. Yes, I ran my chupid mouth, and you ran your thin ankles over here to come tell me this. So who won that? You came running up the mountain to come hear me talk. I didn't say on a Monday, damn, I wonder what Akil is doing today. Well, damn, how did that work? How did that work? Sounds like you've been a failure. But again, the link is up there. You can tell me how I'm running my stupid mouth. Oh, look. No one cares about Akata except the Yankees. The New York Yankees don't care about Akata. That was a joke. But guess what? Notice I brought up Akata. They didn't bring it up. So you just lost your argument. Again, I brought up Akata, not them. You just lost the argument. But again, Akil, I've got time today. You want to tell me how I'm running my stupid mouth? You can come up and tell me. you can come up and tell me. I don't mind dedicating another 10 minutes. I don't mind it at all. Well, we'll see if he's going to have enough to tell me how I'm running my stupid mouth. How's everybody else's week starting out? Like I said before at the beginning, I'm upset that Magoo has transitioned. I like Magoo. I was talking about the bird is the word. Shout out to Magoo. Now he's going to be up there with Aaliyah doing hella collaborations. You know what we were denied, family? I told my wife this yesterday. We were denied a Michael Jackson Magoo song. That's what we were denied with Timbaland on the track. That's what we were denied. I would have loved to hear Magoo on a Michael Jackson-esque track, lay down them vocals, and Mike come out and he bust it. We were denied this. Come on, Akil. Come on. Tell me how I'm running my stupid mouth. Because I guess your late ass just didn't hear the other 2 hours when we were dropping knowledge after knowledge after knowledge. I guess you missed the part where I was talking to an older gentleman and we actually had a great conversation. And we came to an understanding. I guess you missed that. Oh, I get it. I was supposed to be one of them channels that's just supposed to argue all day. I was supposed you think this is one of them. Come on, Akil. There's the link, sir. Ma'am, there's the link. It's up there. It's pinned. I'll pin it for you. So you might not have seen it. I'll put it again. I'll pin it. I'll put it again. Go ahead. Come up here and tell me how I'm running my chupid mouth. Go ahead. You must be Trinidadian. Come on. Let's go. I don't mind talking to a Trinidadian. I talk to one every day. Come on. No, Maxwell, they could step as far as they want. Now, the end result is how they're gonna move forward in life. Don't talk about the Caribbean and we good. See, I'm going to take that as a threat and I'm going to keep talking about the Caribbean. But again, Akil, since you want to tell me how the Caribbean is, yet again, you missed an entire hour-long dialogue I had with somebody that ironically lives in the Caribbean. You can come up here and tell me how the Caribbean is. Please do. Yes, you have a nice pop. Thank you. All right, go on. I'm in work, you Yankee wannabe Jamaican. There it is. You're at work. Now, which job is this? Is this the first one, the second one, or the third one? Which one is this? Okay, sir, let me explain something. I don't need Jamaica to claim me, sir. I've never said, hey, Jamaica, come claim me. Come wrap me up in the flag. So which again, you still haven't answered my question, sir. Which job are you at? Which one are you? Did you just finish making the rice and peas? Now you're leaving to go drive the Uber. Which one is it? Which one is it? Huh? Please tell me. Because I can go that route, sir. I give Jamaicans a lot of respect, but I'm going to call out Jamaicans when they say things that are retarded. Let me guess. You probably agree with what Lorna Chin is doing on Instagram, right? Lying on Jamaica's history. You're cool with that, right? Because she has an accent. Project Dwellers. Akil, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to leave, because if you want me to start pulling up Jamaica and how it looks, talking about Project Dwellers, I don't think you want to go there, sir. because again, I'm sure you probably came in late, so you didn't hear the conversation. I've been on the ground in Jamaica several times. Unless you want to retract that statement, I'm going to embarrass you. Because right now, I would venture to think that if I go to Jamaica right now and somebody that lives in a house that they have to go outside to go to the bathroom, I think they would trade to go live in a project dwelling in Brooklyn. I don't think you want to go here with me, sir. You guys in Jamaica right now literally have workers that are getting off a bus to go work to cater to the international and domestic communities at these hotels, and they're not getting paid except for lunch. You literally right now in Kingston have black dock workers, Jamaican dock workers, working for very little pay, trying to move cargo that Jamaica wants to export to the world to boost their GDP. They're getting paid maybe $100 Jamaican, maybe up to $1,000 Jamaican, which if you saw my broadcast, what I did with that chick, the barefoot chick who was knocking black Americans, we did the configuration, sir. She was selling her dwellings for $7 US a day, which is probably what a lot of those Jamaican dock workers are making a day. When them have picnic that they have to go pay for schooling and go buy uniforms and shoes and all this. They got to go pay for gas to go back and forth to work, pay for their supplies, their tools, pay tolls, lunch, dinner, go to goddamn market to go buy food for their families, deal with the taxes, the water rate, the electric bill, if they even have it. And if they're in a privileged position to do so, buy a gun to protect themselves. Would you like me to start pulling them type of receipts? Since you want to talk about project dwellings. You damn right. You damn right. I wasn't born there. And I have enough respect not to sit up there and shit on the country. I actually have enough respect to say, you know what? Let me advocate for those who don't have a voice down there. Because from what I've seen, you bastards down there don't want to say nothing. And the couple voices you do have down there that say something, y'all ignore them. No, you prop up Asian women who speak with a patois accent lying on y'all. That's who you prop up. That's who y'all prop up. When Mutabaruka is down there talking his truth, even if some of the things he's saying is wrong, y'all don't promote him. Y'all don't say, hey, this is the guy that y'all need to listen to on a daily basis is to find out what's going on in Jamaica, that you have a understanding and wanting an understanding of. No, y'all promote Lorna Chin. And yeah, I saw your Pookie comment. That's what I mean. And that's why when y'all show up in America, they send you back. They send you back. Now, what jacket, sir, are you running from in Jamaica? Go Philly and Baltimore, you slumming it? Great. And I can go to Philly and Baltimore and show you where black people aren't slumming it. Would you like to come with me, sir? Where you at? Let me guess, you're probably in Florida, right? Where you at, in Orlando? Where you at, in Orlando? Where you at, Fort Lauderdale? Where your Jamaican ass stay at? You in New York? You by Flatlands? because I showed Jamaica's GDP not looking too good. Your prime minister down there ain't doing nothing to elevate the society. Building houses means nothing. He could have done that years ago. This is the same prime minister who came up here to go talk to the Justice Department about the crime when y'all had y'all 3 days of shooting down there, and he came in there and embarrassed the entire country. The same one talking about, he think he did something impressive talking about macaroni. The same man who I thought he was under the British crown and everything was great. He had to file for a visa to go mourn the Queen. No, sir. I don't need to be FBA, sir. I don't want to be FBA. I don't. I'm me. See, I'm not like you Jamaicans. I don't need to be tribal, sir. I can be myself, and I'm quite happy with it. But thank you for letting everybody in the chat know, and everybody that's going to watch this back, how bad you want to be them. Now put that in your zinger sandwich and choke on it. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all got Popeyes down there now, so KFC might have a little bit of competition. My bad. Damn, I forgot about Krispy Kreme now. Y'all can make Luther sandwiches now down there. I forgot about that. Shame on me. Y'all were out there on the island dancing in front of a Krispy Kreme establishment. A young boy won Krispy Kreme for a year. I'm sorry. I forgot. You're right. You're right. You're exactly right. Why would I want to be that? Why would I want to be that? Y'all down there letting the Mexicans run roughshod. Y'all out there eating tacos and shit. You right. Why would I want to do that? I only sit on my platform and tell Mexicans I can cook black beans better than you, and I want y'all to test me on it. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. Okay. You right. Just dumb YouTube. Hello. Summarize what's going on. The show is about to end. So once it ends, you can just start it from the beginning. We were talking about how people in Jamaica try to say they don't say the N-word. Yet we proved it. But you'll get more context when you watch the show. Blacklight said, I bet I hope the clerk doesn't speak English so we could go viral. Listen, he probably has Aki videos on repeat. He love Aki. Aki make all his sandwiches. He's going to be the one to bring Aki jerk chicken and to make an Aki sandwich out of jerk chicken. Akil, where you at? Did you have to go back to work? Upon your lunch break. I know they had the cart on wheels. I know they didn't have the good sandwiches today because it's Monday. I know they wait till Tuesday. I know the food truck. I know. And I know Golden Crust is a little farther away from your job site. Well, no, you just left Miss Junie's making her rice and peas and sweeping up. So you have to go into Uber now, but you were about to go get some lunch from Golden Crust, but somebody called and said you need to take them somewhere. So you got to go get that done. All right. And by the way, I'm not making fun of Uber drivers. I'm just trying to say I'm just doing a poor attempt at roasting. That's my fault. So you know how that go. Yes, them Kalu sandwiches are the bomb. Yes, they are when done correctly. Yes. But Akil, I gave you the link. You could tell me how much I keep talking. Oh, so you are Trinidadian. You are Trinidadian. Would you like me to pull up? Where you from? Trinidad, Guyana? Which one? St. Lucia? Which one? Which country are your people from? You said you're a Jamaican, but we do use the N-word that much. You meant don't use it? I never said that we don't use it that much. I said that we say it because somebody on Twitter tried to tell me that they don't say it. Jamaicans don't say the N-word. So, but back to this. You said you're not Jamaican. Okay, where are you from? Trinidad? Which country are you from? Where your people from? We don't care about that. I make them better than Mexicans anyway. Back to this. You said you're not Jamaican. Where you from? Thank you so much. Okay. Come on, tell me where you're from. Because we could pull up your society right now. Tell me where you're from. Sir, I've been around Caribbean people for 35 years and I stepped to every single one of them and I still don't have a mark on me. So try again. Where your people from? I've checked many a Jamaican. I've checked many a Trini. I've checked many a Haitian. I've checked many a Bahamian, a Bajan, Grenadian. You ain't said nothing. Let's go. Minifrida, none of you. Dutty chitlin eater. That's pork. I don't eat pork. But come on. Let's go. Since you say you're not Jamaican, you won't understand this. I think you're a wuckless deportee boy. I think you left your country, you're running from a jacket. I think you maybe have 2 or 3 jackets on your island that you don't want to take care of, so you ran to America. That's what I think. There we go. There you go, family. That's what they think of y'all. Sir, ain't nobody worse off with the welfare than y'all down there in the Caribbean. Should I bring up IMF? Should I bring up Cash Plus? The World Bank. Should I bring that up? How the IMF has a chokehold on the Caribbean. By the way, let me educate you since you swear up and down you're the smartest. White people take the most welfare in this country. One of these counties where it's predominant welfare, Owsley County, Kentucky, predominantly white, but I'm sure you knew that since you're an intelligent Caribbean person. That's so thoroughly researched. Just dumb YouTube said, I have a question. White kids go to my high school, but though we're born in Jamaica, can they say the N-word? No. Because again, they're not going to look at it and say, oh, you from Jamaica. No, they're going to say, white kids said the N-word. You're going to get chased. You're going to have to stand on it. Iron Will, hello. You said, why do they always go to white supremacist rhetoric? No originality whatsoever. Because they're under a crown. Everybody bends to the crown. But of course. Come on, Akil. You say you at work. You can put Maxwell Jenkins is at work. He runs his company. So you can put in your Bluetooth and explain to me how I'm running my mouth. Come on. You're from Saba. Okay, you're from Saba. Very good. See? You see how hard you made it to be? You see how hard you made it to be? You made that way too hard. Let's look up your country before we go, because we're going to learn something new today. I have briefly heard about Saba. But let's talk about Saba. Here we go. This is from CNN. Saba, a rare Caribbean island where beaches aren't the draw. Looks beautiful, does it not? You're under the Dutch rule. Cool. That's cool. You and Candace Owens must be cousins. That's cool. Let's read about Saba, shall we? Saba should have an inferiority complex. Well, damn, that's a hell of a way to start off the article. Let's look up this Jeannie Barone person. I'm curious why she would say that. Jay, the travel authority. Where are your pictures? Is that her? That might be her. Maybe not. Let's see. Let's look at the Twitter. Maybe she has a picture. And there it is. Interesting. You're right. I don't know, y'all. I'm going to keep running my mouth. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, sir? When people ask, name countries in the Caribbean, Saba don't show up. Oh, God. Hood Negroes on most welfare. Hood Negroes. Now it's Hood Negroes. Oh, boy. Okay. While you're at work, I suggest you research welfare stats. Maybe you'll learn something, but, you know, we figured as much. Let's read about Saba. After all, this speck of a 5 square mile Caribbean island, a special municipality of the Netherlands, is left off many maps. Even for the savviest of travelers, it's often an off-the-radar destination with a name of uncertain pronunciation. Oh, it's Saba. I'm sorry. I kept saying Saba like the sword from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is highly funny because a fictional sword with a fictional name that some Americans made up is more famous than this island nation in the Caribbean. Okay. Shout out to the Sabians. A scarcity of cruise ships and beaches, short of a seasonal sandy strip that comes and goes with the tide of turbulent Wells Bay and a petite man-made curve of sand at Cove Bay, may explain why Saba isn't a major tourist draw. Yet the gregarious Sabins, many with an ancestry dating back to the island's European settlement in the 17th century, hardly feel excluded. Rather, they treasure their unsung island paradise that's home to both sedate and exhilarating sights and activities with only a cadre of mostly hardcore divers and hikers have discovered. Let's see what they do. Awestruck with air travel. So you're near St. Martin. Okay. A few moments after departing Princess Juliana Airport in St. Martin, Saba rears its head as a dark pyramidal massive. The Win Air twin otter prop plane flies directly towards this mighty but dormant volcano with nary a flat surface to be seen. The experience becomes hair-raising after the plane turns sharply. A wild, precipitous landscape fills the cabin windows as the plane parallels sheer, towering rock walls. Okay, meet and greet. So it's near St. Kitts. All right. So it's near St. Kitts and St. Martin. Okay. You'll be embraced as a member of a big family on Saba, an intimate island of just over 2,000 people that welcomes visitors with its small town sense of community. Stop in the intersection with your vehicle's windows rolled down, and you'll likely hear a local shout, "Welcome to the island." In Windward Side, the main commercial village, even ambulance drivers starting their shifts will yell "Good morning" as you stroll by. Forget your change at the market, and cashier will chase after you. Okay. Should you look lost as you wander about, it's likely a car will pull you over, the driver offering you a ride to your destination. Busy Bee, a tiny Windward Side bakery, coffee shop / cafe, is a prime gathering spot, especially in the early morning when, as you sip a latte and nibble a scrumptious warm apple turnover in In the outdoor plaza, you hear residents catching up on the news, whether a painter has taken ill or a shopkeeper went off island for a wedding. And we got, what do y'all got to eat? Shea Bubba Bistro blends sophistication with casual elegance. A French-inspired menu with items such as blue cheese topped gnocchi served in a space that exudes a French countryside sensibility. Oneophiles delight in the wine cellar that stocks 150 varieties by the bottle. Queen's Gardens Restaurant. Chock full of culinary surprises, especially at their special themed dinners. The recent 4-course avocado-centric menu included avocado risotto with Saban lobster and avocado soup sprinkled with cheddar cheese and jalapeno. Cool. Okay. Saba. Shout out to Saba. I'm sure you do, sir. I'm sure you do. Name me a West Indian I need to buck up on. Please. Name me one. Name me one. And I'm still going to chat. Come on, give me a name. Y'all love talking big and bad, and then when you get confronted, you want to start name dropping people. Fight your own battle, sir. Don't tell me to go buck up on some real West Indian. You couldn't live what I've lived through, sir. Okay? Nobody knows you. Just like nobody knows me. I have something you don't. I have integrity. You have no integrity, sir. Because I gave you the link twice. You could have come up and said all this. You're going to use the excuse of work. I've pulled up on people at work. If you feel strongly about your opinions and your convictions, come up here and tell me. Or is your pay worth more than your integrity? I mean, let me know. Let me know the dynamics. No, I don't think he's white. I don't think he's white. I think he's really a Caribbean, but I would love for a Caribbean to come tell me that what I'm talking is stupid. I think they want that isness. And hello, I did not tell you hello. I think this is what they want. I think they want y'all to go down there to the Caribbean and take over the politics so they can have something to bitch about. But again, y'all up here have home training. Your parents tell you not to go into somebody's house and dictate how they live. Just like in the Caribbean, from what I've heard, you don't go and disrespect somebody's house. But maybe I got it wrong. Hey, Akil, what happened? Oh, you don't want the person in the Uber to hear me. Oh, I get it. I've been in fights, sir. I've been knocked out. It's not that bad. I can stand on what I said. Can you stand on what you said? I don't think you can. This is what I hear every time you talk instead of clicking that link.
It's a round. It's a rap for you round. And a rap for your round. I'll let a round rap around every rap around till it's rap around. This rap around. Cat, I'll rap around a round rap. I'll let a round rap around round. How you gonna get around that?
You're just going around the link. You're not clicking it. Wale had a problem with what I said, and Black Life were saying he clicked the link. We had a great conversation. You can go listen to it later. We disagreed in places. We agreed in certain places. That's how men operate. That's how big man operates. Not only talking around the subject, you confront a subject as a man. But okay, I figured you weren't going to do it. So we're going to help you. Yes, we are. We're going to help you. This is what happens. And you have the distinct honor of being the first one. If you know my platform family, you know that when I get people that want to troll and talk stuff, I tell people to snipe them. Yeah. We don't do sniping no more. We not gonna snipe. We bigger than that. We bigger than sniping. We send them to the pit. Akil, you have been sent to the pit. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. And shout out to Saber. Shout out to them. Because they do not deserve you being an advocate for them. Because if you're going to be their advocate, I see why people have not frequented that island. So shout out to the Sabins. And we're not talking about Nick. Oh, he's still talking though, family. This is the last comment. He's still talking. Trying to get rich. Real men speak in terms of wealth, not riches, because riches can be taken away from you. Wealth is part of your legacy. But see, real men know that lesson, Akil. You can't step foot in the islands. Maybe I should show you the pictures of me in Jamaica, but okay. Stay in America and complain about Whitey. Y'all are still saying Whitey in 2023? Whitey. Told y'all they're 20 years behind. Whitey. Whitey. Maybe you've been on Saber too long. We don't talk about white people. We can literally have conversations with ourselves and amongst ourselves, and they are beautiful. We don't even have to bring up white people. Damn. But like I said, enjoy the pit. I'm going to get out of here, family. I was on here an hour and 45 minutes longer than I wanted to be, but shout out to Wale for the conversation. Shout out to Black Light for coming up. Shout out to Maxwell Jenkins. And shout out to you, Akil, because you showed, and my daughter just fell, that you don't get it. And you never will. Iron Will, I want to put out a declaration to you and the rest of the family. I think at this point, we should not talk about white supremacy with people that don't understand it. Because just like Dr. Fuller said, if you don't understand white supremacy and how it works, everything else will confuse you. We trying to explain white supremacy to people in 2023 when they literally, the mainstream media talked about white supremacy for months in regards to those school shootings and those those racial shootings in Texas. They still haven't figured this out yet. I don't know what to tell them. Let them continue to be inept. Ineptitude will teach them. That's all I got to say. This was fun. Sometimes fun. There will be no talks this week. I'm going to use this as talks because I'm not going to go take a rest and then go start a show at 4 o'clock. That's not happening. I'm tired and I got to go cook. So, yes, this was fun. I appreciate everybody's input. I'm sure they're giving the live chat back in like 3 hours so people can look back on it. This was fun. So I will see y'all Thursday. I ain't sure what we're going to talk about. Probably something with the election. Research. Please, family, research everything from the ingredients in bread to research the global changes that are going to be coming next year. Please. I appreciate y'all for being here. Take care, stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents. Oh, yeah, we're not going to call them the agitators of peace anymore. We're going to call them the ones that want to end the earth. So y'all know what to do when the ones that want to end the earth use you as a tool for this.